Excited to announce today that the Rainbow Six Siege community is now 35 million players. Yes, thank you. I wish I could hug every single
It's
one
a
of you.
big number. That's
if
just
my arms
total
are big enough
accounts
to
that
hug
have been
every
made
single
over the course of the game's
That would take a
lifespan.
long time as well.
It's like how
As
Elder
you can
Scrolls
see,
Online said,
as
we got
the community
11
grows,
million
so does the game. And
players.
as you can see behind
Wow.
me, Team Rainbow has recruited the Italian GIS operators, Maestro and Alibi. Actually, this image represents 10 seasons, 40 operators, and 19 maps. That is all 40 operators and 19 maps.
Okay, I think that should be good. I was doing an auto host when I hit record, so I got a little bit of that footage. Some lady at this year's E3, her mic was still open. Her mic was still hot after she got off, and she was cheering herself on, which everyone thought was pretty funny. Okay, well, welcome everyone to another stream. As always, it's going to be a little quiet before people start showing up in the chat. Now, today's the 11th, and before I had said that the 11th was going to be the day of the month that I uploaded the development logs for Renfield. But honestly, I think that the streams make the development make the development logs a bit redundant because I always and constantly mention the game here because I'm desperately trying to get people to back it. I'm going to be putting a link in the description where you can find information about it. I think in this video I'll put not just the Patreon link, but I'll put some forum links and a link to my Twitter so you can see where I've been updating about it, and you can also see some of the conversations and brainstorming sessions that I've had with people on these forums. Lately the forums have been really dead, which was unfortunate. We had a lot of... I mean the game went through, I guess like any creative endeavor, it went through a lot of transformations. I went back to the drawing board several times. But we had some really good discussions, especially there was one long discussion on the Ultimate Line Marvel forum, but now the forums are mostly just quiet. I see the view counter going up on those threads, but nobody asks any questions, nobody makes any comments, nobody makes even any criticisms, which is a bit annoying. Because the thing is, you could get your idea into the game, or at least have your feedback represented. It's always frustrating starting out something like this because it's just so hard to get attention. The internet's such a big place, and awareness is the real currency of the internet. Not Bitcoin, not any of these other, not WoW Gold. No, the real currency of the internet is awareness of your existence and what you're doing, because it's that old adage of there's no bad press, there's no bad publicity really applies to when you're trying to market an idea, especially online. So anyway, if anyone likes the content that I produce on the channel or is interested in supporting the game, you can go to Patreon and pledge just $1 a month. I'd really appreciate the support, especially at this early stage, and you get something in return for it. You can, in return for any level of pledge, you can get some idea of your own incorporated in the game. If it's merely thematic, if you actually wanted something physical changed, then I would need at least enough to cover the parts for it. So if you say, hey, I found a model for a sword or an axe and I really like it, or if you made one yourself. And you're like, hey, I made this sword in Blender, put it in the game. Well, then that's fine. You wouldn't. That was a bad example, because if you make it yourself, then it's free to me, so I wouldn't charge you for it. But if you found, a sword, a model of a sword that cost $5, then I'd probably charge you $10 to put it in. Or, you'd give me the money and I'd buy it. So, another thing. You can commission characters. I know that this is really popular with adult games like Illusion Games and a few others, mostly Illusion Soft Games, the makers of Sexy Beach and Artificial Academy. and several others. They do this thing on the forums on Hongfire. This is particularly popular, where people upload characters and share and compare characters that they make themselves. And some of them are just original. Some of them are, attempts to duplicate characters from games and anime and so forth. And there's no reason why we can't do something similar, where people stock a village with custom NPCs. And if you had a village and you sort of reserved it under your name and you packed it full of characters from Bleach, and they were all clearly Bleach parody characters, they would have to be parody to avoid copyright. But I mean, you could make it really obvious. So yeah, that would be kind of fun. And then because there's no limit to what we can do, really. There's no limit to what we can do. And as far as the development itself is going, I'd say everything's going well. It's at the moment, what I'm doing is just really tedious. It's just working on hair models and getting after I end the stream today, I'm going to have to take several hundred textures and shrink them down in resolution so they don't take up quite as much disk space, and try to get them so that, I mean, the total textures in there, because these are textures taken from models that are meant for rendering, and as such, they're far larger than what you'd realistically need for game use. So they take up 20 gigs or something like that of total disk space. I need to weed out the textures that we don't really need. I need to shrink them all down, and that's actual game development. That's the day-to-day of it. It's it's like in Minecraft, when you are tired of looking in caves, so you do the branch mining, where you have those tunnels that have 2 blocks of wall apart from each other, and you just keep branch mining, hoping you'll find diamonds. That's game development. It's a grind. Yeah, but other than that, there's no major technical issues. I think I stated the last time I streamed, I got the Nakadashi system to work. For those of you who aren't weeb enough to know, that's where you have the X-ray shot in a hentai anime or a doujin, where you get to watch the ejaculation process as though through an X-ray, which you'll be able to turn it off in the final game, but it was the second most popular feature after. I went to a site that sells various hentai games and hentai comics and so forth, and I compiled a list of the English side of the site and the Japanese side of the site of all the different tags that were in the works, right? Thinking, okay, well, I'll go from most popular to least popular as I add more fetish content and situational content. The first result was large breasts, unsurprisingly. The second one was Nakadashi. That's the second. The Japanese consumers in particular love that. So if you think it's weird, you'll be able to shut it off. But it'll be in there. It's in there now. And like I said, it's not just like a little video clip. It's real time. It's dynamic, and it actually sloshes around according to a physics simulation. All right, so anyway, even if you don't want to pledge any money, I'd appreciate if people just engaged, because as I said before, the amount of resources and time I'm investing in this is pretty significant. And when I get the feeling like nobody really cares, that's incredibly demoralizing. You know what I mean? So even if you don't want to give money or you don't have money, I'd appreciate if people just engaged at all on any level, even if they were critical, even if they were harshly critical, because at least I know someone is noticing. When there's no ripple effect, it's demoralizing to the point of being depressing, because you just think, wow, have I just wasted all this time? Is it all for nothing? Okay, so let's see. Let me try to remember. Oh yeah, in the game, the last time we got a partial revenge on these web shooting creatures, or they exist in webs and you get stuck in them. Anyway, we had to lay a bunch of eggs against our will, and I got really salty. I got saltier than I usually get when I lose at a video game. I think that there's, even though this is a relatively cartoonish game, I think that there's something about being repeatedly sodomized upon loss of a boss battle that made me just a little bit more salty than I would have been in another circumstance. Usually I have a sense of humor when I die in a game. Yeah, anyway, so we got stronger in the sense that we leveled our tease skill. And there are 4 of these things down there. We took out 3 of them in a row and then lost the 4th one because I wasn't paying enough attention to my different oil and fluid levels, right? So that really sucked. You're also given a chance to humiliate them, but I'm not sure how that mechanic works exactly. You have to get your personality to be harsh, so there's a little bit of that Knights of the Old Republic stuff going on here, where, if I'll just check my codex really quick, stats. Okay, let's see, where is it? Body, head, somewhere around here. There's belly, sexuality, other, sleeping with. Oh, okay. Well, let's go. Reproduct. Yeah, you can see we have a total of 37 eggs that we had we had to lay because of these stupid things. Encounters. Somewhere around here. Oh, and it keeps. We should probably use these things to track different quests that we're either on or should be on. Let's see. Darn it. All data. No. Somewhere in these is, and maybe I'm just not. Maybe it's. Oh, here we go. Personality score 10 kind. It was 15 before, wasn't it? And someone said that the lower it is, the kinder you are, or the high. I don't know if we want low or high, but I mean we're gonna try to find Yozaberry. So you're the only one watching. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, it takes a while for people to trickle in, but welcome anyway. Yep, that's just another day of being unpopular on the internet. I come on here and it's a mostly empty room. It's just the way things are. It probably doesn't help that I'm streaming an obscure game that's not going to have people come. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Are you familiar with this game? Or did you wander in here, or did you come in from the YouTube video? The good thing about being the only person here is I'll let you choose where we actually go and what we do. Okay, first let's... So my mouse was hovering above the masturbate button, but I forgot we have like a whole harem on board the damn ship. Okay, so let's go Sarah, punish, spank, and just see, and butt fuck. There we go. Now we got rid of our lust. If you're not familiar with this game, you got to keep your lust down, otherwise you can end up in trouble. So we spanked someone. Does that? That either didn't affect the personality score or it didn't affect it immediately. Let me try. Let's just keep abusing our slave here and see if that can. Let's see. Tease. Let's see. Deny. There we go. And. Crew, let's see, punish, spank. Darn. Okay, well, let's see. Does that doesn't change the personality score. Okay. So, we're at Tavros Station. We can explore this, or we have a bunch of planets and places we can go. We got Manga, which is a jungle planet. Tarkus, which is like a wasteland sort of planet. Morelian is a giant insect hive of a planet. Jungshur we haven't actually been to yet, but it's from the name, I'm guessing it's Chinese planet. New Texas is exactly what it sounds like. There's locked. Uvito is the ice planet, and another locked planet, and then Gastagoth is a prison. we can, even though this is a grayed out, we can go here if we want. This is the Breedwell Center, which is a little outpost, or I forget if it's a planet or if it's a like an asteroid or whatever, like a base. But I think it's just like a base, like a space station, and it's just all about breeding. And then there's an accomplice that has invited us to participate in some crime, and she's parked at some moon. So, where should we go? I see there's a couple more people who have arrived, but often they just want to lurk. Can everyone hear me okay? Is my sound clear and audio levels alright? You know what I want to do? I want to see... Let's go to manga. And we got a bunch of... Oh, darn it. Forgot. Okay, let's... crew. Let's see. Punish. By the way, what's necessary? She's not obedient enough. Okay, well... but fuck. There we go. We got to get our kindness score down to the point, and I think the way that best way to do that is to kill stuff, because there are these creatures that you get a choice of sparing their lives or killing them, and I figure if we can just kill a bunch of them, maybe. Okay, so we got to fight. These aren't the ones that you can kill, unfortunately. And these guys are relatively weak, so we might as well level some tease skills. Teasing is actually much more effective than just using our cryo thrower. So, and there we go. Oh, you know what else? There are these Zill that you can leave drugged. Yeah, that's right. There are these creatures that you can drug and just leave them there drugged. And I wonder, does that also build cruelty points? Because we need cruelty points so that we can go back and humiliate the creatures that humiliated us. So that's our and these weapons are junk. We don't need them. Let's go north. Here we have a giant tree. Let's Uther set. What does this stuff do? So you can shrink things. This is Sky Sap. It must turn you into a Vanai if that's... So usually with these games, if you find a creature and you're like, oh, I want to be one of those, then you just gotta consume the items that they drop, and over time it turns you into one of them or makes you more like them. Let's see, and we'll just tease. You know, honestly, teasing is so effective, we may not even use weapons from this point on. It's pretty unbalanced. And I got some Sky Sap. I know there's a guy who buys Zill items for... oh, here, these things, membranes. Okay. So, we're gonna shoot this thing. Oh, it just takes one shot. Victory. And we're gonna kill it. Okay. So we killed a creature. Now let's see. No, it didn't affect it. Damn it. We did something that lowered our changed that score. I don't know what it was, because I'm pretty confident that it was 15 at one point. Damn. Let's see. It's a fight. And even though it looks like it has this karmic system, and we had good karma, we had a kind personality, that didn't prevent us from driving someone into debt and then purchasing them as a slave, so I guess it's not very consistent. Tease. Oh, can't see the enemy. Oh, well, we don't need to see the enemy to spray ice everywhere. Cowgirl. Yeah, go ahead. Also, no amount of rape will make us unkind. That's the that's the other thing about Phenoxo games. We could rape 10,000 aliens, and it'll still be like, oh, your personality's still kind. Somebody called John McIntosh so he can lecture us about the values this game teaches. So, what's been going on, everyone? Has everyone been watching E3? Last few times we've streamed, we've caught, we've, gotten some footage of, what is it, like a minute or so of footage from the person that we have on auto host, and seems pretty hit or miss. Seems like EA's day was widely considered a failure, but there's a pretty bloom. Huh, take it. A Venus picture bloom. I hope that's not like an active thing that... Maybe you know someone who would want it. I think we do know someone who would want this, and it's a lady on Ant Planet. Let's go to Ant Planet. Oh yeah, and here's another thing. Oh, here, and okay, this is one of the creatures that I wanted to meet. T's, hips. These creatures, you can inject them with their own drugs and then just leave them sexually frustrated. And what I'm wondering is that use her okay, mean... Okay, well, this is mean. Use her... Okay, let's go mean cockfuck. Having condemned... Okay, yeah. You collect your things and go on your way. Alright, so we did something mean. Above and beyond the sexual... Okay, we changed! So, okay, that person in the chat was right. That person in the chat was right. The higher the score, the crueler we are. So, what this means is, if we go around and just abuse these bee women on this planet, it'll instill within us a cruelty so that, like a Mass Effect or something, we'll be evil enough to choose options that we weren't able to before. So, let's, now we're going to take a look over here. There's this says, Thayer Plantation, a Snugle Enterprise. Okay, so this is like, these people living in the wilderness. I don't know if you've seen, Apocalypse Now. They have those Frenchmen who are, like, still living in Vietnam. This is a little bit like that, I guess. So you got, his little bee. This guy's, living out in the wild, and this is his, he basically civilizes these bee people. We shall have a spot of breakfast on the terrace, and then we'll get you cleaned up and rested, should you require it. A gentleman of good breeding, left to wait. Okay, and, let's see. Yeah, he's Professor Darnock. You're led through a hall of synth marble. It overlooks more fields with workers and agrobots dotted through them, and the green wall of the jungle beyond. Let's see. Isn't it a spectacular place? A veritable Garden of Eden, filled with such living wonders to discover and explore. Just being here is treat enough. Being able to conduct the research I am and guide the souls under my tutelage. A dream come true. So he talks like he's just a researcher, but he's running a plantation where, I mean, I guess these... the bee workers are little more than slaves. You ponder what to ask him. Okay, the Zill... Oh, maybe they're not Zill. Maybe, okay, hold on. Maybe they're workers he brought in after all. Research that could culminate in what you sit down at breakfast. Okay, so looks like Snuglay's a food corporation after all. Maybe I was wrong in my lore description of this place on a few points. Let's see. Out there we grow every type of plant that has so far been discovered to be non-toxic and how are things going? Very well. We've identified... Whether that can happen is dependent on other factors, though. Rather less encouraging factors. As a rule, the natives of Menga, be they winged, serpentine, or tentacled, do not take readily to the virtues of honest labor and modesty. They are a feckless and lazy bunch and would rather wallow in their aboriginal ignorance, sleeping and rutting their short lives away. Only a few Zil have the correct mindset and have seen the light, like good, kind Abel here. I gave him a name appropriate for an early son of this dawning world. Yeah, so he's really got this colonialist mindset, which is pretty funny. I think with a game like this, you're presented with a character like this guy, Professor Darnock, and you're supposed to be, repulsed by his casual racism and his imperialistic mindset. But whenever I see someone like this, I'm like, shit. If I was alone with a bunch of crazy natives, I don't think I would have had the assertiveness or organizational skill to put something like this together. I think I would have just gotten like a spear thrown through me. Okay. It is a situation that'll change. The Zil and their fellows will be brought into the present millennium, whether it be mercifully through the kind light of the one God, or brutally by uncaring market forces. That is their own choice to make. Ask where the workers come from. They didn't get a choice, my dear, and they must understand their posting not as an imposition, but a grand opportunity to prove they are capable of obedience and hard, honest day's work to future employers. Snugly works with the legal system to secure laborers where locals cannot be sourced for whatever reason. Oh, okay, so they're not necessarily all local slaves. They're like prisoners. And the prisoners themselves receive valuable experience. Okay, yeah, so these are criminals. Okay, so he's like a missionary as well. Appearance, mannerism. Okay. Let's see. Why don't we have Abel show you to a bath and room? Nah, no thanks. I need to get out of here. And here's a cunt snake. Let's go attack. Alright, there, victory. Kill it. So I wonder, do the kills also count towards it, and does it just take several kills to earn a point of negative karma? Okay, we're gonna tease. Okay, we'll find out in a minute. Victory, mean cockfuck. Okay, and we'll check our codex again. Okay, so it looks... Either it's just been a coincidence and each time we've done that to a B-girl, it's pushed us up one, or, like, there's a decimal point here that doesn't show, and that killing creatures and drugging them could also raise that stat. Raise our evil stat. Okay, cunt snake. Kill it. Victory. Kill it. We're still kind, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to come back here in a minute. Right now, because we have this flower, I think we're going to go give the flower to a bee woman on Bee Planet. So let's go fly. Morellian. Okay, and we got a new email from the doctor. Oh, need AI with some fire? You could be satisfied with the meek AI Kiha Corp store. Okay, well, let's check out this. Okay, this email's headed by the Snugley corporate logo. Let's see. Dear Master Steel, I do hope this message finds you in the best of health. I imagine that such adventures and escapades you've experienced on the frontier since I last saw you. You barely remember your old friend down... Because they're assuming that we spoke to him, or, you know, at the first level and didn't go back. If you're ever in the neighborhood of There again, I guess There. There's no accent mark on the E. However, please do drop by. There has been a spot of bother locally, and I require the services of a bold adventuring type whose discretion can be relied upon. If that sounds like someone you know, hasten them in my direction. I believe the situation can be of mutual benefit, out of adversity and all that. Okay, so yeah, there was an area that we couldn't go before, and I'm guessing that that's going to open up as part of this quest. Oops. Intership, crew. Let's go with Rhea. Addiction. And so we have, we have a bunch of crew members we can sleep with at any time. We actually have a crew member that just bunks with us, so if we sleep, we get a blowjob on awakening, which is actually really useful. It's a time saver because it saves you a couple clicks. Let's see. Now the only time we have to masturbate to keep our lust down is if we're out in the wilderness. Okay, so let's go here, in here, approach. Let's go to, is it Nomir's Land or the D? I think it's just Nomir's Land. Yeah, it's in here. Okay, so now let's save. Okay, let's go down. Here's Briha, and she's still pregnant with our child, but we gotta find her rival. Ah, here we go. Give flower. You might like this. Where did you get that? It's gorgeous. Okay, so it was, Did you see this and think of me because I used to be a florist? Look, I just clicked through your text, to be honest. You seem very sad. Wouldn't that be great in real life if you could just click through a conversation with a real person if they were being boring? Like just a little button, like something on your watch. You know, you just go click, 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 and it just skips forward. You probably wouldn't miss anything. You probably wouldn't miss anything important. Let's see, use cock. Okay, there you go. Alright, so Briha. Okay, what's there? Oh, we stepped on a... Okay, and here's Lise. Let's, sex, doggy style. Well, that was timely. She showed up just in time. There's these lust mines that do health damage, and they also build up lust. Okay, so let's go to the Scout Authority. Now this might get a bit dull while I build up some just a couple of evil points. Okay, so let's go visit our police officer girlfriend. Approach. And sex. And over the desk. And let's talk. Cum sluttery. This is it's grayed out. Unfortunately, goals. Wait, happy. Talk. Goals. Talk. Her species. And we don't need any throb. We have like a bunch of that stuff. Well, dang it. Touch fluffy tail. Okay, it's on a hole. Hermaphrodite. She needs a penis. She needs a dick. She needs, well, invite flan. Fudanari Oh, you know what? I think if we have enough oral sex with her, she might become. Let's see, touch fluffy tail. Alright, well that's enough for now. Anyway, so yeah, the only proven thing we found to become more evil is the bee women. And here's this guy. We don't. Can we sell this? Oh wow, that's a pretty decent price for. The world is. Oh yeah. And there's a cunt snake. I'm gonna kill it. Kill it. What? What? We went back down. Oh, shit. Giving that stupid lady a flower counted it as an act of kindness. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, now here's an event where this girl is trapped. So, yeah, we're just gonna leave her. There, did that. Yeah! Alright. glad we ran into her by just leaving her behind. We got 3 evil points. Hopefully we'll run into her again so we can keep abandoning her. Okay, let's go. Attack. Kill it. Take a mango. This is KOTOR all over again. I'm just like, damn, I need to just find people to just do horrible things to for no reason so I can get more evil points. Approach, don't. Particularly pretty bloom. Maybe Lee's. I'll take it, but don't approach. Take it. Don't. Take it. Man, I'm finding a ton of these things. I wonder, do you have to give her a certain number of them? Take it. Let's take a look at the codex. Log. What is it? Morellian. Let's see. Kara status. Well, that doesn't. Back. Log. Let's see. Back. Stats. Encounters. On Morellian. Let's see. Gildenmere. Oh, right. With that orgy. Orgy except. Oh. This says how long it was ago. I thought it lasted that long. I thought, oh, I didn't think it lasted quite that long. Let's see. Fungal passage. Here. The No Man's Land. Bree has been pregnant for 48 days. Lease, non-hostile, gave her a flower. Okay. Okay, so let's go look for that person in distress so we can just repeatedly abandon them. That seems to be the way to victory here. Fight her. Tease. Chest. Oh wow, that was effective. It was really effective. Mean cockfuck. Alright. Got another evil point. Cunt snake. Attack. Kill. Fight. Tease. There we go. Mean cockfuck. Man, I wonder, are people just not showing up today? It's awfully quiet. Yeah, with Sarahan gone, I don't know if I have the makings of a solo broadcaster, because I need at least some person to like spark up a discussion with. Let's see. Hey, a master. welcome. How's your day going? All right, we're up to 16. We're up to 16. I'm going to save. What you doing today? Obviously not very much if you're here. Oh, one other thing. I got the modding software to work with this. I downloaded the tools and configured them. Bring Klingshore on. Hey, Jiraiya. I hope I'm pronouncing your right. Dude, so you remember Klingshore, which means that you must remember, what is it? The Gin and Tonic show. Man, I wonder how many people who ever watch that are aware of the stuff that I do now. It's like, what... I wonder, and furthermore, I wonder if all the alumni of that show are equally weird in what they've chosen to do. I was like, you know, I was just so fed up with a variety of things going on in the Skeptic YouTube neighborhood that I just said, yeah, screw it, start a new account, did a bunch of video game shit. Then when that wasn't particularly, I don't know, when I couldn't get any real growth out of that, then I did some Japanese shit. That didn't take off. Now I do just porn, which is also not taking off. But yeah, Klingshore became just a straight up communist. I don't know if you knew that. He and what's funny is when he went to college and started hanging out with commies, he became a commie. And I'm not talking about like a democratic socialist type. That's cool. Yeah, at least someone's been following it. I wonder how many people remember. Yeah, it was a pretty funny show. So what's our character like? Oh, I'll show you. First of all, we made a little avatar of our character, and I'll show you right here. I don't know if you saw the video, but this is a character we made. See, when we started making the character, I rolled random race and class and eye color and all this stuff. So he has brown eyes, or hazel was the eye color. And the thing is, the description said that our character was part of, he was a half Ossar, and Ossar are supposed to be these, they're supposed to be these dog-like furry creatures. Well, then we encountered some Ossar in the game, and it turns out they're nothing like this. They're not actual, like, dog people furries, like from from that kind of culture. Instead, they're just humans with dog ears and longer hair and tails and stuff. So they're those sort of low-key, much more human-looking furry types. But what we did was we took a human face in Daz, and then a dog face, and then we found a middle ground. So you see his face is forward a little bit, like a snout, and his jawline and other things. So this is literally 50% human and 50% dog. But of course, he's mostly hairless. So this is Total Biscuit Steel. I'm not trying to disrespect Total Biscuit's memory. I said to the chat that they could name him whatever they wanted, and they wanted to call him Total Biscuit. If someone from if his family watches these vids, it's just gallows humor. Don't fucking, hate me for it. But that's our character. Yeah. Klingshore did turn into a he wasn't just a Marxist. He was like, he's one of those like young student communists who like immediately starts fighting with other communists. Like, he wants the correct, and he's just bickering. The last I saw anything of him. And what was sad was, because he'd fallen with this really leftist crowd, he started doing, like, the Noam Chomsky thing, where it's like, blah, 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 American foreign policy, and that's it, right? Like, that's the only thing that he wants to talk about, is the evils of capitalism and the evils of American foreign policy. And I'm like, dude, there's a lot of things the U.S. government and military do that I don't agree with, but like to focus on that to the point where you just refuse any kind of nuance, Like he was, I read some article on his blog, and it was just so cringeworthy. He was talking about the Al-Shabaab militant groups in Somalia, and he just completely softballed them. He said, well, the only reason I don't. It's been so long. I don't know if I should even paraphrase because I don't. As dumb as what he said was, I still don't want to misrepresent. But basically, he was he softballed the actions, and then like his tone obviously changed, and he said, well, the United States backed Somali government did this, this, and this, and I thought, this is disgusting. This is like so many of these sort of crazy far leftist people with this pseudo-militant mindset is I can understand why you'd criticize the West and the US in particular, but when you sympathize with every warlord who is decapitating people because that warlord is also flipping the middle finger in the direction of the West, well, then you've just lost your mind. You know what I mean? And he's become that kind of I mean, I don't know what he's like right now. I think it's been like at least a year since I've heard anything from him. But it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that he turned out to be that, I guess, impressionable, or maybe it's just a phase. Who knows? Okay, so it is harrowing. Yeah. So anyway, so we made that half dog, half person, but apparently they were just supposed to be people, but with animalistic ears. Okay, so here it says, you're a half Ossar. You're good 6 feet and 1 inches. Right now you're wearing some chainmail and oh yeah, we have sexy underwear on because we were trying to boost our like, I don't know if you've seen this game before, but it's like you can fight either with melee with guns or with seduction, right? And anyway, being a male wearing pasties it makes it more effective. So yeah. Anyway, your face is human in shape and structure with dark skin. Has a beautiful feminine shapeliness that's sure to draw attention, and petite lips, normal-looking hazel eyes, pointed dog ears. Your mouth contains a tongue. You have... This is a weird turn of phrase. You have a fuck-off six-pack, bulging with heavy muscle. Above it, you have a broad chest. Let's see, 2 normal human legs. A long, fuzzy, blonde dog tail. We have our B stick is 12.4 inches long. We use some drugs to get that, and we also have a knot, like an actual in real life dog penis. There we go, and yeah, that's our character. We originally our character originally had a 4-inch dick, which we were unhappy with, and this one girl in particular wouldn't sleep with us because our character's dick was too small. So we bought some illegal drugs from our police officer girlfriend and injected them, and now we have a 12-inch dick, and she still wouldn't sleep with us. Wah, wah. Oh, shit. You feel a faint tickle at the back of your throat. Did the previous encounter get you sick? Oh, shit. Yeah, let's go to the clinic. We've had enough horrible shit happen to us. I think we caught an STD. Let's run our ass to the clinic, because this could be bad. Okay. Nurse droid. Examination. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, yeah. This is... Oh no, you've been infected with undetected sneezing tits. 1 second. The prototype immune system in your blood should have protected you. I can provide them with additional processing power and it'll take. Okay, yeah, let's cure disease. We spent a ton of money removing our old set of tits so that we could be a purely male-looking character. Last thing we need is that. Let's sell some of this Uthra sap. Okay, so and by the way, if you get bored of me wandering around this planet, we could always go someplace else if getting evil points is too dull. I'm not that particular about where we go or what we do. Oh wow, wait, so were we 16 before? I need to watch this stat more closely. What we're trying to do is get we're trying to go from kind to just straight up evil, but it'll probably go through mischievous first. I always say mischievous. I think it's mischievous. Yeah, but anyway, people who are into that kind of student communism or these like dog filter communists, they're so unreasonable. I mean, most people on any kind of political fringe are, but like you try to talk to them about, well, I mean, if you make the mistake of talking to them about their pet theory, it's all just like, oh yeah, well, you know, during the Cold War, the United States did this and this and this and that, and I'm like, well, what the fuck does that have to do with whether or not your political and economic system would work, or whether it'd be better or worse? You know, you just can't get through to them. You know, it's like a lot of modern pop communism is just about bashing the status quo powers, and it's not. Like they don't even keep their eye on the ball in terms of the subject matter. It's like, well, you know, a system kind of like yours has been tried with disastrous results. If you still think that the sort of neoclassical economic system we have is flawed, and you have a suggestion how to fix it, then I'd be all ears. But when you suggest another system that's been, you know, in my view, pretty well debunked in epic fashion, then it's. But what do you expect? I mean, you know, bottom line, don't get your political views from just random assholes with blogs and shit like that. But you know, the real unfortunate thing is Klingshore started blocking people that he'd known for years over really simple disagreements, and that's the other unfortunate thing about people. Like I said, political radicals, you know. In general, and in particular, I would say I've noticed this amongst people into this new wave far leftism is at the drop of a hat they will sever ties with friends that they've had for years, and then of course if there's someone they've never met before or barely know, they just keep hitting that block button until they become arthritic from it. And I'm like, you know, I don't. I don't know if there's any connection. If this is a side effect of your politics, then it's not a very good advertisement of your politics. Like on Twitter, I don't have a single person blocked, but I mean, I'm not very well known, so it's not like it's not like I've been on the receiving end of a dog pile of attention. But at the same, I just can't. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand why people are so afraid to engage, or at least just leave a line of communication open. You know, it's always people from that general school of thought. Let's see, do I just I'll just discard it. I should go vend some of this stuff that I've been picking up. Kill it. Still at 16. Can I sell? No, I can't. Oh man, I got a bunch of crap here. Oh here, good. We got another fighter. Mean cockfuck. Oh, we got a primitive bow. Yeah, we'll just discard it. And there we go. 17. Okay, nurse droid. Sell. Oh, she doesn't buy any of this stuff. Okay, well, let's go west. I know this guy in the bar, he let's see, shop. Okay, he buys Zill related stuff. Oh, nice. 100 credits. Another 100 credits. 50 credits, 50 credits, 50 credits. And he doesn't consider any of these other things related to the Zill, so we'll just sell them at like a junk shop. I should probably just throw this shit away. Oh, Venus Pitcher Bloom. Eh. Probably should have stored those. Maybe giving more flowers to the bee lady would, let's see, buy... I don't need any of this crap. Let's stop by in this office. Okay, here's Kelly at the, this is like the first time I've ever liked a non-Ajat... Well, I don't like that one by Ajat. You can choose the art that you want. I'll go with Cheshire for once. Let's see, so let's talk to Kelly. Xenogen Research Labs. And, buying mods, but will offer... Okay, so they buy mods. Let's see, appearance. Okay. Talk. Herself. Her role. Working here. And, yeah, I guess in her off hours... Guess in her off hours she goes to that bar, so we can talk to her there. Wait, can we go west? Talk to the scientist. Here we go. That's better. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This guy this guy probably buys a lot of the shit that we sold. To be specific, I need one of the locals subdued and brought here. One of the Zill, to be specific. Their sexual excretions. Okay. Okay, they gave us a capture harness. Okay, this is cool. Hopefully this act counts as a cruel act. It won't be painful, I promise. Well, I hope it is. I'm trying to become more evil. Surely 1,000 credit reward? That's not bad. Will you go capture? Yeah, let's do it. There we go. It's a fight. Okay, so we'll go tease... Tease chest. Tease chest. There we go. And we'll capture him. Is that an evil thing to do? I think that... Yeah, I think we were 16... Yeah, I think that was a slightly evil thing to do, so good. Good. Get more evil points. Getting more of those precious evil points that we need so much. Dr. Haswell. I have no breath. What? I captured the damn guy. What? What? Inventory. Key item. Did he escape and did I not read the message? What happened just now? Okay, fight her. I'll shoot her. Boom, one shot. Okay, there's no option to capture. We just got... didn't get our reward. Mean cockfuck. There we go. What's our evil? Okay, 19. We're getting more and more evil. I didn't even need the 1,000 creds. I just wanted to at least complete a quest. Maybe you have to wait a day? I don't know. Okay, so let's go back to the plantation. Oh, good. We found another one. Mean cockfuck. Alright. And we're still kind. Man, it takes a lot of evil. How much evil must we spread in the world? And I can't think of too many events. I can't think of too many events on other planets that. I mean, there's probably all kinds of story events that affect it, but. Whoop, a dryad. Pfft. It's you again. I'm in heat again. Wanna fuck? No. We're not gonna just suck off a random centaur lady. Okay. Did that count as evil? Yeah, that counted as evil. This is like Tumblr Planet. It's like, hey, if you don't wanna just suck off the horse cock of some random person who asks you nicely, then you're a bad person. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, were we already at level 20? I think we were all at level 20. It's my imagination. It's my imagination, but yeah, just not giving someone a blowjob. Oh wait, what? Not giving someone a blowjob. Act of pure evil. Okay, enter. Master would like to see you. The servant guy says. He says it's important. Once you've talked to the master, could we talk? I mean, you don't have to, just if you wanted. Alright, let's go to talk to the plantation guy. Master Steele, he says, I knew you would come. The slightest hint of adventure or a friend in need. That's all it took for Victor Steele to appear, tail up and ready for action, like father, like son. Not another word, Steele. Sit yourself down. Act as if you just spent the best part of the day plowing through space traffic and then a hostile jungle just to take audience with a foolish old man. Problem with prisoners? Something like that. A laborer jumped the fence a few weeks ago. It would not ordinarily be a problem. The jungle usually discharges them either to the plantation or Esbeth, quivering and begging to be taken back. Unfortunately, in this particular laborer's case, the jungle itself was the goal. Let's see. I must make clear. Okay. Let's see. That it was a bureaucratic snafu that had Remy sent here in the first place. Send me your thieves, I told Snugley. Send me your petty criminals, your unlicensed prostitutes, your drug addicts. I will change them. I will heal them. Just don't send me any eco-warriors. Don't send me any activist Ossar serving 5 years for a firebombing campaign against Xenogen, because that might cause problems. Since Law escaped, we have been attacked 6 times by a tribe of Zil. They use tactics which are completely out of keeping for their kind, exploiting programming blind spots to get past the turrets and destroy our crops. They are not out for sex, it's a pure targeted aggression. Let's see. But at what price, you may ask, dear Steele? A wannabe revolutionary escapes, hooks up with some delinquent Zil nearby, and attempts to harass my quiet and noble quest here. What is this, really, to a company with Snuglay's resources? But there's a lot at stake here, and I believe Law knows it. Well, this sounds like a good chance to pick up more evil points. Manga stands at a crossroads, Steele. Law wishes to force it down the path of darkness by harnessing the savagery of the natives. He aims to demonstrate to the evaluators that this world is too dangerous, too wild to be agriformed, and brought into the light of the wider galaxy. The pirates and slavers lurking in the wings handed a vast free buffet. Okay, let's see. Law's out there somewhere, Steele. Find him and bring him to justice. You should. Let's see, where? Let me guess, it's up in the north. Why haven't I directed an orbital laser strike on their position? Hired a team of Sagitom mercs to go up. You want him alive. They will be saved. Okay, so yeah, it's up to the north. Let's see, talk about Law. The most worrying thing is the hold he's developed over this tribe of Zil. It seems to be the only language the BP... okay. Okay. So I'm pretty sure... Okay, so we're going to talk to Abel. He's probably going to... Okay, Abel. I know what Master Jarnock asked you to do. Go and find the officer who ran away. I know where he went. The eye machines in the sky. I keep forgetting about them. There's something I want to ask before you go. The Zil are harboring the Osar. They are my clan. They are very angry. Before the Master came, this was their farming land. That is how the Osar is turning them. But they are not unreasonable or stupid. They are afraid of all the changes that have happened since the Star people arrived, all seemingly against them. If you were to approach her according to our customs, she would listen to you. You could resolve this peacefully, I'm sure of it. Well, you know, I need the evil points, is the thing. I need the evil points. Challenge the Osar to a fair fight. He holds the chieftain's ear. You have the right to replace him, if only for a while. But even if you manage that, you'll still have to convince the chieftain. It won't be easy. They've been listening to the Osar for some time, and have been afraid of the Star people for longer. You'll have to convince them with things the Zil value, and get them to agree with whatever you bargain. Okay, value. What do they value? Sex. We don't like it when people take our belongings without winning them fairly. That's the whole reason the clan are attacking. We like being able to roam with the Osar. You're committed to protecting me. There's an endless supply of food. Or something. If we can work out what he's offering them. Okay. Well, you know, like I said, we need the evil points, and I don't think people want to watch me grind evil points against individual bee women, and so I think that we're just going to go full-on sneering imperialist and just go in guns blazing and just destroy everything. Fight. Let's see, tease. 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 Victory. Mean cockfuck. What are we at now? We're still kind. Damn it. Okay, let's rest to get some energy back. You could force your way northwards. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to force our way northward. Oh, cunt snake. Attack it. It's dead. Kill it. Masturbate. Okay. Now we're going to... It says we're soaked in our own cum. That's the way to go charging into battle. That'll terrify the natives. Alright, here we go. I don't know, these things are probably going to be around our level at this point, so then we might be in for some tough fights. Okay, you have a clear view of what lies ahead. So you finally made it, says a harsh, buzzing voice. I hope your intention was not to approach our village stealthily. We heard you banging and crashing from the trees miles away. We smelt you not long after. My brother's scent is upon you. Oh. Yes, I smell the weakness, the submissiveness, the excitement at being bent over and put in his rightful place. Or is that just you? Perhaps this is the natural scent of pawns. I shall happily see such desires, land stealer puppet. Yeah, let's see. What was his weapon? Okay. Fight against Cain, and he looks upset. He's armed with a smooth, football-sized rock, securely tied. What a great weapon. Okay, so let's go. Specials. Let's paralyze him. Oh, yeah, see. Oh, and it does damage, too. I'm just gonna shoot this guy. He's still paralyzed. Oh, he's only level 6. Oh, these poor bastards. They don't even stand a chance. It's worn off. It's not gonna help you, dude. Oh, what? He's punched us in the face. You rely on your metal blowpipes. All you know is how to witlessly pull the trigger. Once your victims know how to get past them, you are nothing against true warriors. So says the word wolf, and his words ring true. Dude, you did 1 damage. I don't think you're in a position to... Well, whatever. Shoot him. Wait, damn it. Okay, so he seems to have been developed a Seems to have developed an immunity to guns. I'm gonna just attack melee. Oh, shit. You are stunned. Oh, well, you know what? I'm still stunned. When I get out of this, you're in trouble, guy. Specials. Thermal Disruptor. Blam. It only did 27 because he only had 27 health, but that can do a lot more. And we set him on fire. That'll teach you to protect your fucking planet. You piece of shit. Fraught? I forget what that is, but I don't sound... Oh, that's... I remember what that is now. Never mind. No! I am strong. I must protect. You can't sodomize him? Well, that's a bit disappointing. Let him go. Alright. You can climb the waters to visit the Word Wolf. Oh, right. Obviously who the Word Wolf is. That is the true test of strength. And it will show you none of the so-called mercy. Yeah, I don't really need mercy, considering I'm just out-leveled the shit out of this whole planet. Okay, masturbate, penis. There we go. Save the game. Back, back. Let's go west, north, north. Huh. I'm guessing. Okay, let's see what's there. Whoop. You pick your way across the driftwood scattered shoulder. You hurtle downwards, imagining a terrible impact. You landed something soft and dry. What was that? Kuza, fresh meat provided to us by our Zill landlords. How sweet. So sweet how they think of us. Many nailing. Oh, these things. A nailing mating ball. What? Oh shit, they got a lot of HP. Well, let's see if our, okay, let's do sense. Drug resistances, burning resistance. You resist the sensual ploy. Tease, crotch. Oh, okay, yeah, this is a good tease victory. Oh, shit, static burst to get out of that. Tease, crotch. Yeah, this is going to be an easy tease victory. It probably would have taken a while if we had just tried to beat them. Okay, yeah, easy. Yeah, victory. Oh, but they were injecting us with those stupid drugs. Victory. A dozen nailing or 2 turned on to fight. Okay. You crawl for a little while. Okay, so I guess you didn't get a chance. There was no victory sex option for that. Alright, decent amount of XP, I guess. Oh, and this merchant guy is here. Okay, let's see. Does he have... Oh, he has the same kind of weapons that he would have had back in the regular forest, so nothing good. Okay, so let's go rest, get some energy back. I want to go into every fight with full energy, and penis. Oh, we jerked off right in front of this guy. Oh, well. Wait a minute, did we just end up back where we started? I think we did. Okay, well, we'll just plunge in there again. Fall. Oh, okay, yeah, so this time we just don't fall in. Well, we could go back there anytime if we want to have an orgy with a bunch of cat serpent people. Okay, let's see. To the east, you can see a crevice, a tough fibrous rope across the cliff. Meanwhile, you can think it's tops of some wax structures. Okay, the wax structures are going to be the hive. Maybe this place right here is the Word Wolf. All right, let's do it. Oh. 2 flickering candles setting out alcoves. Walls are covered in palm prints. A huge round ember gemstone. It's impossible to tell how valuable. Let's take it. Amber idol. Let's take a look. Amber idol. Oh wow, 1,400. Excuse me, 14,000 credits. I guess we're just gonna vend that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's the boss fight. Let's rest. Oh, impossible to rest here. Perhaps there's respite we found at the top. We're gonna go. Oh shit! Surprise attack. Should not have exposed. Fascist Landstealer. Oh, okay, he's trying to say fascist. That's adorable. Surprise attack. You are mine for the plucking. Yeah, I'm gonna just like... Oh, shit! Oh, okay, say, never mind. When those numbers were adding up... Okay, flying. Okay, so let's just set this guy... Okay, boom. Oh, wow, that did a lot of damage. And they froze him. Yep. Yeah, you didn't do too good, did you? Victory. You'll tire eventually. Okay, let's get our energy back. It's impossible. Oh, okay, so you can't even... Wait, hold on. Let me... Can I rest here? Yeah, there we go. And, get rid of the, Get rid of the lust. Head over here. Yeah, we lose slight amount. Okay, well, that's fine. That's more than enough. Let's go up. Kane again. Quinn will speak with you. You can rest here first, if you wish. I would. I already rested. Okay, and he's got the prisoners. He's got the prisoner's pants. Rickla and Quinn. Who's the other? And I'm guessing this is the queen. I don't know. We might want to make nice with the queen. You slowly climb up the wooden ramp. The sounds of footsteps making you turn. You're being followed up by more than a dozen Zill. No way out of this now, you guess. On top of the promontory is a flat sandy round. There's only one creature you know of that has a pelt and a snake skin. Okay. Standing next to the chair is a tall, rangy Ossar. Rangy? Is that a real word? Okay, whatever. Sat on top of it is a Zill. Aside from her brilliant golden irises, there's no... She looks like she's carved out of ivory. This would be the Landstealer's champion, then, she says placidly. You said such would come, and so it was true. I thought they would send... Yes, I did say that, and I speak truths. He looks different enough from his mugshots. First, the fascists take your land. Fascists. Then they send their minions to enforce their greed. Then they complain about... No, never mind. I'll pass up the opportunity to make a lame joke about whatever. Indoctrinated wage slave pawns. Indoctrinator wage slave pawns. Wow, this is like Tumblr. The fascists. The claw. You cannot allow this to happen. This pawn's appearance here only tells us that you are winning the battle, that you have the Landstealers rattled. You need to banish them from your lands forever. Okay. He has heard the truth. If he is at peace with it, then he should go in peace. If he's here to blindly follow orders, then... And what you say, you stranger? I'm Quinn, the chieftain says loudly. These were the words of the Word Wolf when he first came, and it is with them we have become more than we are. The language of the Star People have power, and we have steeped ourselves in it. You shall obey me, for I am Quinn. Quinn, beside her law. Okay, talk. Challenge. Scatter this rabble to the wind and take law alive. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do the most evil option, and these people are kind of pissing me off. Fight. Okay. I came here to bring an escaped convict to justice, and that's exactly what I intend to do. Suffer our wrath, then, Landstealer. The entire throng of warrior Zill descend. Yeah. How much they have? That's a lot of health. Let's see, I could win this battle easily with, by using tease attacks. Let me see. I don't know, but I kind of just want to fight. Let's see. It fails to paralyze the Zill tribe. Oh, but it did decent shield damage. Shoot. Oh, shit. Well, hold on. Shield hack. They're an... Oh, fuck. That's chitin, not shields. Okay, hold on. Boom. The Zill tribe are frozen. Lol. Damn, they keep... Hold on. One of the Zill is to grips her nipples. Thermal disruption. Boom! The Zill tribe are on fire. After the frost melts away, the Zill... Yeah, did you like that? Have another one. They're using, like, blowpipes and shit. I don't even need the deflector regen. Let's just use the flames. Not flames. I'm shooting ice at them. Boom. Yeah, they really can't do that much against me. They had a lot of health, but they can't really do much. Okay, that... There we go. Okay, the Zill armored coatings finally fail. So I wonder if once you get someone's armor down completely, does it ever come back? Victory! Dun dun dun! The day is yours, Landstealer. You will take what you came for, but I'm guessing the taking hasn't finished yet. Would that be right? They're always so eager. You shut him up with a sharp blow to the temple. There's plenty of twine. Okay, yeah. Her throne was overturned and broken in the stampede. Let's see. Not a hint of quiver in her voice when she speaks, though. I like this. The sand is littered with broken spears, spent torches, and Zill, too battered and wounded to continue fighting. This reminds me of a couple scenes in Fallout. Fallout New Vegas specifically, like when I met the Great Khans, I just obliterated their whole tribe, never minding the quest. And then I did the same thing with Caesar's camp. Like when they made the mistake of giving me my weapons back at during that Caesar's camp quest. I just came out of there with like miniguns blazing and just killed and just annihilated everybody. So the rest falter as you relentlessly advance, the deafening drone trailing off, and suddenly they are fleeing into the jungle, driven away in terror by this indomitable warrior in their midst. Alright, use dick. Damn right. There we go. Hisses through clenched teeth. Nice. Go on, get out of here, Princess Cogsleeve. Before I think about sticking a collar on you and enjoying you full time. Better take the... just watching her... better take her back to the pound and claim your reward. We got 35,000 XP. That's pretty nice. It's 5 vials of Zill honey. Nice. Oops. What? You acquire the champion's assegai. That's like isn't that one of those short spears for stabbing that the Zulus used to use, or is it one of those long javelins? I forget. Oh, a Zill champion's bow. Okay, let's look at our the spear. Oh, cool. So we got a short okay, I was right. It was a short stabbing spear. Hey, Algasith, welcome. Have you been lurking long, or did you just get here? Okay, I'll equip that. And then it replaces our other spear. You've been lurking? Oh, well, Jesus, you should have said something. I'm up here just talking to myself like an asshole. Accuracy would be way down, but the evasion would be up. No, I'm going to stick with that awesome ice thrower. Okay, so... Oh, and these things are both... the Zilbow's worth a fair amount of money. You're playing an I Want to Be the Fan Guy game. Which one is it? Okay, so let's... Here we go. Here's the real reward. And that is how many evil points did we get? I think we were at 24, so we got 4 evil points. I was hoping for a little bit more, but that's still decent. That's still decent. Save. But we need to be even more evil. Training yourself to be desensitized to death. This game is I want to kill the Camellia 3. Is yeah, the weeb culture stuff in there where they just throw a zillion apples while playing this the music. That's and then there in those fan games, like the thing about I Want to Be the Guy is I watched someone else do a playthrough of it, and that game is really creative. Like the Tetris level, you know, they have all the different characters from the classic NES era. That game really was very well done. It's just that most people on their own will never see any of it, which is unfortunate. But it was a really creative game, and the way the levels branch and how they, I mean, it was so much about it was very well done. And then you play the fan games, and the fan games is like spikes, more spikes, and it's just zillions and zillions of spikes. And I'm like, damn, guys. There's more to life than spikes. Cadum, sell. Vanai spear, sell it. Sell the Zilbow. Don't need that. We're sweaty from the hard climb. Reducing your potential sexiness. Some, however, may like it. Oh, well. Okay, so let's head back to the plantation and tell them that we have just scattered the primitives. Anyway, I don't know how long you've been here, Algo. I found out I got the modding solution working for this game, so now we can mod it after we finish it. I'm gonna do a vanilla playthrough of it, and then we'll derp around and mod it, and we could make our own mod and distribute it. Actually, I should check the sticky on the Phonoxo forum to see what his policy is on that sort of thing. If it's anything like COC, it seems like he doesn't care about and actually encourages people to mod them. I mean, why else would he release the source code? But I just want to see if there's any kind of etiquette rules on the forum for distributing Trials in Tainted Space or COC mods. But yeah, we could make our own. And the thing is, like, everything is its own class and action script. So we can make our own characters. We can make our own planets. We could modify existing quest lines. We could do anything. We could do anything we want. That's the brilliance of modding, hacking, and coding. You know what we could do that would be especially cool is I could create a program in Unity that reads a JSON file, right? Or some other file. And then we could program this to write to that JSON file. And then the Unity thing can load up a DAS model with morph targets. And then we'll finally have a real 3D character viewer that'll be even better. And like every time you make an incremental change to like breast size, it'll show up on your character. Every time you change your face or add a tail or whatever. I mean, it'd be a lot of work to add every single fucking option, right? But it's something you could do. It's something we could... like I said, to add every single option would be a huge pain in the ass. But it could be done. He says, yeah, you'd be more lazy with it. Yeah, but I mean, at the very least, it could... At the very least, it could do, like, skin color and eye color and body shape. We could put in some basic stuff, you know? Or add stuff over time. Oh, change quest lines and, like... We can change anything. We can change anything we want. We can change... You know... you know what I would do is just make it so... I'd make it so you could just enslave more people. I like slavery themes. Probably because I'm white. It's just in my DNA. I'm gonna get up for just a second. I'm gonna put on some music that hopefully won't get flagged, although it might. But I don't like to leave people without anything to look at or listen to. So hold on, I'll put on some music. Yep, that's right. I like slavery. Weeb music. And it's good weeb music. To be fair, that's not like that high octane, like anime girls squeaking Vocaloid kind of weeb music. It's more, for my personal taste, I like, I'd like a game where just like whoever it is you meet, you can, like I don't like one night stands. I just like the queen that we just had. It's like, yeah, get out of here before I put a collar on you. It's like, well, raise his hand. Can we do that? I want to just take that little ship of ours and just pack it with slaves. Just pack it with slaves. You know what? One time in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I was using all these mods to make the women beautiful, and it had all the sex mods and shit. And I took Cameron's Paradise, the very last level where he has this own island dimension straight out of like the Myst games, and it's supposed to be his own personal paradise. And what I did is I went to the creation kit and I eliminated all the monster spawns, and then I just made it so I could travel to and fro from that place at will. And then I made it my own paradise, and it was just a garden of beautiful women. And everywhere I went, because like it had one of those NPC beautifying mods, right? And everywhere I went, I would just capture people, send them off to my paradise, rather than kill them. And it was tough sometimes, because sometimes you'd like capture like a necromancer, and she'd if she got within range of like a law-abiding citizen, they'd immediately try to kill each other. So there were some discipline problems, but it was just this beautiful, idyllic garden with stone walkways and arches and pagodas. Not pagodas, I meant to say gazebo when I said pagoda. I don't think anyone... Anyway. Algasa says, you're displaying the kind of hoarding tendencies with people that I have with unique items. Yeah, I don't know, it's just like, that's just one of my favorite themes in games like this, or any game. It's like, why settle for a one-night stand when you can enslave people? Alright, so... Oh, good, we ran into her. She's tied up, and I think we get like 3 evil points for just leaving her tied up here, which is great. Here we go. Stats. Personality score. What was it? Yeah, I think we got 4 points for... Yeah, I think we get 3 evil points. You must be a great manager. Yeah. I'm a natural-born manager. Okay, so yeah, we got 3 evil points for abandoning that raccoon girl or whoever. Yeah, see, like her, it's like we find her tied up, we might as well enslave her. Hey, Ravenfang, welcome. Good to see you again. Oh! It's Law. Oh, that's right. We were, Oh, shit. I forgot. You aren't selling me into slavery or to some organ harvester. Well, after we mod this game, yes, that's exactly what we'll do, Mr. Law. The organ harvester didn't even, okay, I wasn't paying attention. I'd forgotten we hadn't gone back to the Dryad. Now, here's another thing. While this guy's in our party, we should force him to give this Dryad girl a blowjob. See, I mean, there's always options that we want that we don't have. Leave. Yeah. Hey, Pizza Vu. All right, everybody's here now. Everybody's showing up. That's good. I started like an hour later because we had a power outage in my neighborhood. I don't think dryads look like... Yeah, usually... Yeah, they call them dryads, but they're more like deer centaurs. Deer tars. Like their upper body is sort of elfin, and then their lower body is like a deer. Okay, we got 27. We got to remember that evil score. Centaurs, yeah. Like a humanoid top and horse bottom, but this is a elf top and deer bottom. Yeah, we could make our own races. We could replace some of the art that we don't like with, we could do anything. We could do absolutely anything. And I'll just take suggestions from the chat, and we'll just modify shit, and we'll make our own space, sex, adventure, slavery, organ harvester game. Yeah, for Raven Fang and Pizza Foo, since you just got here, I got the modding environment to work. Joey says, just asking, do you know the cheats for this, or do you not care for cheating in a fetish game? I don't care for cheating in any game. I don't really care for cheating in any game. Cheating is, I mean, cheats are fun after you've beat a game legitimately, to just go back and have fun. Put in a stock market. That would be fun. That would be really fun if you had a stock market. And then, like, you know, different stocks went up and down based on what you did, right? There was, like, some randomness, but then, like what we just did right now. Like what we just did right now, Ravenfang says, the only time I cheat is when I get soft-locked in a game. Yeah, I mean, then, you know, getting yourself out of a situation like that is fine. Pizza Foo says, I cheat all the time in games, using the wiki is great. See, I hate that. I hate save scumming. I hate people who, well, I don't hate them as people, let me be clear. I hate it when people, like, make a moral decision or commit a crime and then reload their save. I can't stand that. The whole, it eliminates the whole sense of danger and suspense and of any kind of challenge. And the other thing is I can't stand is people who use the console. Like people who play Bethesda games and use the doggone console for everything. It's just, oh, just pop open the console and you win. I think that's terrible, you know? It's just like you're having an adventure. You're supposed to feel like there's danger. You're supposed to really wonder if you're doing the right thing. But then, like, you know, once you've beaten a game and you've seen it pretty thoroughly, then you can go back and just put a bazooka into Skyrim, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, like, once you cheats and console commands and things like that, you know, really broken mods, they can be fun, but I think that, you know, like I said, you should try to beat it legit the first time. Yeah, Ravenfang says he saves a lot in Witcher games just so he doesn't lose progress. Yeah, that's true of a lot of games. It's, yeah, some are very crash prone or soft lock prone. Hey, Mr. Desk. Hope the stream is going well. It is now. Before it was like nobody was here for like an hour. It was just dead. It was just dead. I mean, I guess that's always going to be. Do you guys think I should start at a different time? I started at around 1 p.m. I started an hour later because of a power out. If there's a more convenient time for me to start, and it's not like you guys are obligated to be here, but I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, yeah, I don't like to reload saves for decisions. Yeah, like you're saying, being evil is great. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Most of the time. Oh yeah, Joey says it's because E3. I can't really blame E3. I know a lot of people are watching it, but mostly it's just it's part of being a small channel. It's a small channel, small audience. But so who's how many have you been watching E3? Is anything else cool happened. I know that people are already speculating over the footage they saw of Elder Scrolls 6, and by footage, it's just like a landscape that could be any number of different places. So many different colors. Yeah, it's a good chat now. Now people are here and they're talking. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's always a struggle to stream if there's nobody here, because I just think, is anybody ever going to show up? Like, you love the very special edit. What, they have another Fridge Skyrim? Algasith, they showed a camera moving over, like flying over landscape, and then they put the Elder Scrolls 6, and they played the dun 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 or whatever. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's just watch the video. Let's just watch the video. Elder Scrolls 6 trailer, yeah. Okay, yeah, here's the official trailer. I don't think anyone's gonna care if we play this, so I'll just... That's it. That's it. We could make Half-Life 3. Was it? We could make Half-Life 3 what's the word I'm looking for? Boy, I'm really drawing a lot of blanks today. Unauthorized version. Cooked up in Mom's basement. Oh, watch this one's first. They said Elder Scrolls was due next year? What? Oh.
The past. And the future. Now, Skyrim looks to the future, to its ultimate version.
Alexa, play Skyrim.
You're level 57 and see a tall snowy mountain.
Climb it.
Now, Skyrim and life become one.
A mud crab scuttles towards
First
you.
Roda!
I didn't catch that.
First Roda!
I didn't quite catch that.
First Roda!
Your shout echoes all the way to Sovngarde.
What happened?
First Roda. That's the command for knocking things over.
Is there a command for picking shit up?
Haven't reached that level yet.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Ooh.
The dragon unleashes fire breath on you.
Okay.
You have 7% health left.
Oh, shit. I drink a health potion.
You are out of health potions.
How many wheels of cheese do I have left?
473.
Okay, I eat all the cheese. I eat all of the cheese. All of it.
Hey, hun. Remember what the doctor said about dairy?
Yes. Right, yes, of course. You're the greatest. Thank you so much. I ate all of the cheese.
Introducing Skyrim, very special edition. Also coming soon to Etch-a-Sketch, Motorola Pagers,
Oh, shit.
and your Samsung Smart Refrigerator.
Isla Noose. Oh, that's cool.
They actually did this as a self-parody. That is pretty fucking ballsy. That is pretty fucking ballsy. I have to say that whatever all the memes and all the piss that we take out of them. Yeah, I thought it was just like some Keenan Michael K, I think his name is, just taking the piss on his own channel, because I didn't see that, because I hadn't the theater mode. But yeah, I'm amazed that they have that kind of sense of humor about themselves. I like how when he interfaces with Alexa, it reminds me of like high school Dungeons and Dragons. It's like, I drink a health potion. You don't have any. Okay, Skyrim becomes a voice-based game. What? It's real, by the way. I think Skyrim has some kind of voice command. I remember I was flipping through a strategy guide and they said they listed some commands. I don't know how well it works. Anyway, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that was Connect. Yeah, Connect. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, that landscape that they showed, you know, it could be anywhere. It could be anywhere in Tamriel or some other place too. Like I was betting that the next single player Elder Scrolls was going to be somewhere in the Altmeri Dominion, because they were playing the Dominion was this ever present force in Skyrim, so I thought that was like a natural segue, is like, you know, you go and you fight against the Dominion. So I was guessing like the Somerset Isles. But yeah, I can everyone's saying, Joey's saying elsewhere, Hammerfell's known for its deserts. Well, I don't know how many of you played Daggerfall very thoroughly. But the coastal areas of Hammerfell were not always deserts. You say it's America. It looks like a Mediterranean climate. I mean, yeah, I can understand people would say it's closer to somewhere in High Rock or Hammerfell, because of, you know, the mountainous area. The combination of the mountains, the type of foliage, the castle, and so forth, and the fact that it's by the coast, that they could be a bay. But, I mean, it could be anywhere, because, you know, they could be moving away from, I mean, could be Somerset Isles, but then maybe the architecture of that ruin. Hey, Niche, welcome. Now, Niche is, he really knows this stuff inside and out, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of hope it's not High Rock or Hammerfell, because we already saw them in Daggerfall. I'd want to go to a new province. Hammerfell have the Alakir. Yeah, they have the Alakir, but not every part of Hammerfell is a desert, right? There are some more Mediterranean climates near the coasts, and then there's the mountainous areas, and then there's a lot of well, anyway, it could be some unexplored place on the map. Yeah, it could. I mean, I think it'll be somewhere in Tamriel, but they could set it in, what is it, Akavir? Yeah, Stros Mackay Coast. Yeah, that's Hammerfell. Maybe it's the home of the Yellowskins. They don't, Pizza Vu, so far in Elder Scrolls lore, they don't have Asian-looking people, but of course they have katanas everywhere, and then there's a race of like tiger people from the eastern continent. There's tiger and snake people. Oh, elves. Yeah, those yellow elves. Yeah, I hate the elves in Elder Scrolls stuff. The way the high elves, especially, their faces are all scrunched up. They don't have katanas. You can find katanas in Skyrim. The blades use them when you reach their headquarters. Yeah, they have katanas. But they call them like blades, swords, you know, or something like that. Anyway, sorry about the low-key racism and the yellow skin stuff, but yeah, the Akaviri katanas, yeah. But anyway, the high elves especially, they look like a cross between humans and bananas. Like, they have these weird angular faces, and their skin is like this bizarre sickly yellow. I can't stand them. What there was nothing wrong with the original Tolkien-esque elves. Python has me mad. What's going on with Python, Disman? Welcome back, by the way. Nice game, by the way. Yeah. The high elves have normal enough skin. No, dude, think about it. Like, hold on. Let me... The faces are classic high elf. Hold on a second. Skyrim high elf. Skyrim high elves. Look at that shit. I mean, they're so sickly yellow. They're so sickly yellow, and then they have these weird alien faces. Wood elves are, yeah, like, what, and then, yeah, the wood elves are even worse. What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, I guess, you know, Bethesda really, like, their character models always leave a little bit to be desired, but... Yeah, I can't stand the banana people. That looks not as bad, but still, it's like, what's with this low-key Romulan... eyebrow crest and yeah. Look at those. I mean, these are not. No. These are aliens. These aren't elves. These are aliens. These are banana Romulans. You don't see the problem with steady state of a matrix. I don't know what you're working on. Banana people taste like banana. Talk to them. All right. Thin and high cheeks, but dude, they have these the triangular, the overemphasis on this triangular face. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like them to be too alien. I mean, elves should just be more or less humans. Give them pointy ears. Give them a different normative height and body mass and build and so forth. And then that's that. That's just fine. I like the kind of classic Tolkien-esque elves. I don't like banana Romulans. I don't like any of them. I don't like any. That's racist? Good. I'm racist against banana Romulans. It's terrible. No, those things are horrible. Okay, so we've brought our prisoner back. Let's see. Do you have anything to say, Remy? Words of wisdom? One of your impassioned denunciations? Is it too much to hope for an apology? Yeah, Joey says, loves slavery, hates races. I will single-handedly enslave all the banana people. Be that as it may, I am glad you are back. Gotta go soon. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by, Pizza. I'll see you when you come, see you next stream. I'm trying to stream every other day, so that I have one day that I can just focus on work, and then another. Love slavery. Are the Nords really great? I don't think the Nords are much of a slave-taking. I guess they probably took prisoners. It doesn't talk about it that much. F for banana people. I know the Dark Elves were really big into slavery at one time. Oh, okay. Just letting you know. Okay, thanks. Oh, man. 22,000 credits. Easily what I'd pay a private military corporation to do the job you did, but nowhere near as neatly. Looks like there was quite the scuffle there. Do you have any idea how our friend Remy managed to persuade them to defend him so zealously? He said, tell him he set him up as a prophet. He was basically like Colonel, what's his name from, again, Apocalypse Now. He was like, what was it? I forget the guy's name. Yeah, he was basically like that colonel from Apocalypse Now, and we were like Charlie Sheen, just going in there, slowly rising up out of the mud like Captain Willard. Except that we rose up out of the mud fully nude, carrying an ice thrower. Kurtz, yeah, Colonel Kurtz, that was it. Every night I wander around the Grey Quarter and let them grayskins know what I think of them. Captivating stuff. This will make fine material for your autobiography one day. Da da da. Okay, so 22,000 credits, but the real question is, do we get a bonus of evil points for turning him in? 10,000 XP. Oh, awesome. The real rewards or your actions are out there waiting to be reaped. The inspection shall be a success. Until then, why don't you take a well-deserved rest? The guests stand ready. I'm worried that Abel might try to like assassinate me now. Yeah, I mean, Abel might be angry with me. He might try to do something. Alright. Now Manga will take one. Yeah, I don't trust... Yeah, Abel's going to be pissed. Now, here's the thing. I'm trying to build up more evil points. So, I wonder, will this give us an opportunity to do something cruel and heartless to Abel, which will give us more evil points? Or will it put us in a vulnerable position where Abel will be able to strike back at us for the crimes we committed against his people? I'm gonna not go in there. There's no reason to turn your back on someone who has such motivate. He's passive aggressive. I don't know, dude. It seems like he would finally grow a backbone and say, "Okay, well, I'm gonna kill you in your sleep or inject you with Zill drugs." He won't. Should we go in there? Should we go there and just rub it in that we dominated his people and mated with his queen? Let's see. Let's go Codex stats. We didn't get any bonus to evil. Show him who's the dom. But the question is, will it be evil enough? Okay, let's enter. The plantation. Alright. Workers. The Zill. Okay. Finish. Okay, fine. Able to show a bath. Can I be of service in any way? Oh yeah, I need to take a bath. Holy shit, I'm sweaty and soaking cum. I'll take a bath. You look like you needed that. Ask him how he came to work at the plantation. Ask where the name comes from. Natural clearing claimed by a rival clan. A rival clan? Let's go wipe them out too. All of the Brussels sprouts are... Oh, dude, Niche, the market near me has these amazing strawberries. These strawberries, they're like the size of apples. They're amazing. I'm not really into veggies, but some good apples or strawberries will just make my day. Okay. I don't want to... Strawberries the size of apples. Yeah, they're great. I'll leave the kid alone. I don't think I will get any evil points anyway. So, let's... They're not squishy. They're crisp. They're juicy, but they're not squishy. They're crisp strawberries. They're great. Fight. Shoot. Bam! Man, that was effective. And I'm gonna use the Assegai spear. There we go. Victory. Get a foot job. Yeah. And we got some Karakoris venom. You can't do any melons. Oh, you know what? Apples. Apples are also my jam. As long as they're not like chalky apples. Yeah, I'm not a fan of foot jobs either, Disman. I guess for the it's like so many other things in you know, hentai content. For the people who like them, they really fucking like them, right? But for me, it's like But like I said, actually, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys really quick. Let me show you something. Because I love to shamelessly talk about my own project here. Let's see, Shumi. Ah, here we go. Let's see. Is this it? Yeah, okay. What is and there's an old version of it. Which, modified, Shumi list. Is this more... Oh, I think... Yeah, this one has more... Okay, hang on. Okay, so... Can you guys see this okay? Is the font large enough? I'll put this window at the forefront. Ever had dragon fruit? I don't think I have. I'm from Algarve. Oh, Algarve in Portugal, and we're known for having really good oranges. Yeah, oranges are pretty good. I mean, I like orange flavored things. I'm not a big fan of oranges as for just eating them. The texture just isn't quite there. I like apples and strawberries. I like crisper fruits. I don't like... I tried blackberries. I didn't really care for them that much. Dragon fruit's my favorite fruit. They're big as melons. They taste very sweet. Anyway, so I hope the font is large enough I can enlarge it. Oranges are lit. I love orange flavor. I just don't like the actual fruit as a food on its own. Peaches are good. And you know, the funny thing is, like, you have all these people. You say, I see what you did there. If I did something, I didn't. It was unintentional. Anyway, the funny thing is, you have these people who are like, GMOs are terrible. We don't like GMOs. Leave Mother Nature alone. Oh, my jam. Oh, yeah. I guess that was. I can't believe I didn't notice. Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of people saying that they don't like the genetically modified foods, right? From my perspective, I think it's amazing that we could, if we stopped screwing around, we could make any fruit taste like any other fruit, right? Now think about that for a minute. You could have any flavor with any texture. You could have an apple that tastes like an orange, right? Because like I said, I love the flavor of oranges, but I don't like the texture of it. Like, it's like eating, you cut them into slices and then eat them, and it's like you're eating a slug that tastes like an orange, right? I don't like the texture, right? But you could have an apple that tastes like an orange. You could have a strawberry that tastes like a sour apple. You know, you could have anything, right? You could have a banana that tastes like grape. That'd be fucking amazing. What, can you imagine how good it'd be to have a grape apple? Imagine having a convenient square-shaped fruit that stacks up in the hundreds in your fridge, tasting like various exotic fruits. That'd be amazing. You know what would be cool is if you had fruits that, okay, like imagine you had a bag of apples, right? And it was basically like Skittles, right? It was basically like fucking Skittles. Like you'd bite into one apple and it was lemon flavored, and then you'd bite into the next apple and it would actually taste like apple, and then you bite into the next one and it tastes like a sour apple, and then you bite into another one and it tastes like banana, and then you bite into another one and it's cherry flavored. That'd be fucking amazing. But they're like, oh no, let's kowtow to a bunch of hippies who say it's evil. I mean, that'd be fucking awesome. I can't be the only person. You know what? If the game projects take off and we all end up rich, I'm going to start an evil food corporation. Pussy flavored apples. There you go. Pussy flavored apples. And the texture. Yeah, exactly. Texture is very important. I want to eat an apple that tastes like steak. Okay. So yeah, that'd be amazing. Amazing. What do you think about the new From Software project? Well, did more stuff come out at the E3? Strawberry flavored oranges, dragon fruit flavored apples. Yeah, exactly. Barbecue banana. There you go. Barbecue banana. We could make creatures that have. I mean, we could breed creatures and get the flavor of their meat just right. Shadow Die Twice. Well, I mean, there really wasn't a lot of information in the Shadows Die Twice. I actually I helped Vadi examine the characters on the parchment behind it, and I managed to narrow it down to a certain time period because they're okay. In the history of Japanese writing, just an overview. They took in Chinese characters because they didn't really have their own writing system, and what they did was they adapted certain characters to what would eventually become the hiragana and katakana, right? And then so you have these two different evolutions happening at the same time. You have the evolution of the calligraphy, and then you have the evolution of the simplifying of certain characters based on their sounds. And based on a few characters that we were able to identify, we found that the text in the back was from a phonetic, and one of the early phonetic alphabets that dates it to the Warring States era of Japanese history. So, or I forget if it was the Warring States or and the thing is, it's probably going to take place in a fantasy world anyway. So this is if it's in a fantasy world. Okay, let me just say that I'd have to check my notes, but basically it is Japanese. It is uniquely Japanese. The characters are things that wouldn't have occurred in China. So if anyone's like, is it Chinese or Japanese? It's definitively Japanese, and the. So it could be that it's another Tenchu game, or it could be some other game set. It could be basically like FromSoft's version of Neo. It could be like Neo 2 brought to you by FromSoft, because the writing system could be as early as the Warring States era, or be later from the Edo period, although probably not the Edo period. I think that the Tenchu games took place in the Edo period, and you're like a spy for the shogunate or whatever. But it's more likely that it takes place in the Warring States era, which is the era that Neo takes place in. But other than that, we really don't know anything about it. Oh, internal cum shot? Okay, so getting back to this. But I mean, I'm eager to see what it is. Ravenfang says, I think Neo would have had a better review if everyone didn't compare to Dark Souls. Yeah. It was really more like a somewhere between Onimusha and Dark Souls. It looked like a quality game. There were some legit complaints about it, about the relative lack of variety in enemies. Too many humanoids. But whatever. I mean, I think Neo was at least successful enough that they'll probably do a sequel to it. Okay, so what you're looking at is a list that I compiled based on the tags on DL Site. I went to DL Site English and DL Site Maniacs to look for what were the most popular things. And you can see some, all right, the ones printed in Roman letters are from the English side, and the ones in kata and kanji are from the Japanese side. So basically, these are the things that we're going to include in Renfield in this order, more or less, right? So you start with Nakadashi, which is internal cum shot. I already explained about that. So, like I said, that it was. I misremembered. I thought that Giant Breasts was first and Nakadashi was second, but no, Nakadashi's actually got 600 more tags so yeah, it's the most popular thing with Japanese audiences is to show the jizz sloshing around in a completely unrealistic looking womb. Oh, by the way, I had this one jackass on the team, and he's a freelancer. The fact that rape is that high is dude, it's like, welcome to Japan. Welcome to Japanese hentai. It's like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not, like it's not even considered a big deal to portray it in fiction. It's very popular there. They have very low, actual violent crime and violent sexual crime, but it's everywhere in their popular media. Anyway, so yeah, so that right off the bat, I knew that I had to make that system in Renfield. So now, like I said, there's a dynamic liquid system. Dynamic liquid system where once he finishes, you can ejaculate into her and it sloshes around. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to tell you, this one fucking guy. There's this one fucking guy who just would not follow instructions. And I said to him, okay, I need you to make I need you to make a model of a womb, right? In whatever, modeling software, right? To be used for this. And he's like, okay, blah, blah. And I said, just to be sure, because the thing is, he didn't ask me any questions. And whenever you have a freelancer that doesn't ask questions, they're going to screw it up. Because there's too many different considerations. If you have no questions, what it means is you're just not paying attention or you don't care if you do good work or not, right? You just don't. So I said, just to be clear, because you're not asking me any questions, I showed him like pictures of, there's this one artist, I forget what his, there's this one artist that like specializes in this. And the thing is, like, the wombs in, hentai are completely unlike actual human organs of any kind. They look like a little Metroid shape, right? But it's always the same shape, right? It's what's expected, even though it's completely unrealistic, right? And it's also very cartoonish, right? And I said to him, now I want you to look at these. I want you to look at these and see how pink and cartoonish and weird they are and unrealistic, right? And I said, now what I want you to understand is, if you send someone a Valentine and let's say you order a cake and you say, I want a heart design on the cake, right? You don't want a heart like from Grey's Anatomy, right? You don't want a gray lump of flesh with the severed aorta visible that's been drained of the blood that's sitting there, right? You don't want that. You don't send someone a card or a cake with an actual heart that like it has been ripped from someone's chest, right? You send them a heart that's that whatever, however that heart, the heart that we think of, you send them that symbol, the little cutesy love symbol, right? By the same token, when I say that I want you to create a model of a womb, okay, I am not talking about an actual organ, right? I'm not talking about something that looks like it's from a medical diagram that will make people lose their lunch while they're playing the game. I need you to create this cartoonish, unrealistic style. Do you understand? And he's like, oh yeah, okay, fine. Well, guess what he did? He did exactly what I told him not to fucking do. And then he tried to charge me a fortune for it. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. He came back with this thing that was like grayish with veins everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you just trolling me? He did exactly what I explicitly told him not to do. And that happened again and again with him and so many other people on the team. It just drove me insane. I don't know how I didn't die of a heart attack. I don't know how I didn't die of a heart attack working with some of these people, right? Because they would do exactly that guy in particular. I mean, he was the biggest and most expensive mistake. I don't know why I didn't fire him. Every time I told him to do something, he would do the opposite. And then he'd try to defend his position. Like at first I'd be like, you just didn't pay attention. But then no, he would just think, he would just think that his idea was better, so he'd do his own thing and then try to charge me for it. I was like, you fucking retard. Like, just do what I tell you to do. I don't care if you think it's good or not. That was just maddening. That's just maddening. I swear, some people you're like, okay, I need a spoon. I don't care if it's wood or metal. I don't care if it's large or small. I don't care if it's long or short. I don't care what kind of spoon. I just need you to... All right, thanks, Pizza Vu. See you later. I don't care what kind of spoon. And they're like, okay. And then they come back with a fork. And you're like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And they're like, wait, listen. The fork is better, and let me tell you why. And it's like, Jesus, dude, come on. Again and again and again. Okay, so first place you got Nakadashi. Then you have Kyonyu or Bakunyu. Jiraiya says, what a complete a-hole. You should have trolled him back. Why are you charging me? Aren't you a freelancer? Aren't you supposed to work? Yeah. Well, one time there was a coding issue, because he was always making these lame little jokes. One time there was a coding issue that I was going to have him help me with, and we were on Skype, and he couldn't figure it out, and then so I did, and I said, like, hey, so maybe you should be paying me, and he got real quiet, and you could tell he was really mad. And I was like, oh yeah, you like to dish out the jokes. The one time I really did troll him was because he used Macintoshes, right? He used Macintoshes, and I knew this. And he was, we were on a conference, and he said, so are we going to make a version of this game for people who use Macs? And I said, well, I don't really consider Mac users to be people. And he got really, he didn't get really upset, but it kind of stopped him in his tracks. So I've divided these into tiers. So these are the 4,000, these are ones with 40,000 tags. That's 43,000 each products that on the site, on the Japanese site, that use these tags. So Nakadashi and Big Breasts are by far and away the most popular, right? Then we have Ryojoku, humiliation, fellatio, which that's natural. Now we come into, okay, we have loli and shoujo, or young girl, which are related but distinct, right? Loli is like really young. Young girl is just, shoujo is just like teenage, right? Max. I don't know how many of you watch the Boondocks, but I always think of that Uncle Ruckus taunting Grandpa and saying, yeah, I never met an N-word that could use a personal computer. Not even a Macintosh. Anyway, so here we get into the first, I guess, really controversial part, and that is the loli content. The loli content is incredibly popular, also incredibly controversial. Let's see how far. Okay, so it's at 24,000 on the English site, and then 8,000 on the English side. Now that might make you think, well, it's really low down, but remember there are fewer products on the English site overall. So really, it's in 5th place on the Japanese side, and then if we count down with the English ones, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, in relative popularity, it's actually just as popular, if not more popular, if you scale the numbers, right? So on the English and Japanese site, lolicon content is incredibly popular. My stance on it is like everything else. It's fantasy. I don't care. If that's what people want to see, I'd be willing to do it. But obviously the controversy coefficient goes up drastically. And even people who are normally like, oh, I'll defend this crazy pervert with his crazy stupid game because my free speech. Even some people who would back me up on that would say, wait, you can fuck little girls? Okay. Ravenfang says, I had a friend really into lolis. I don't care as long as it doesn't affect me. Yeah, so like I said, I don't care. But like I said, the people who would support this game when it inevitably comes under fire from the social justice brigade might abandon us if we had loli content. So I'm still on the fence as far as whether or not to permit it. If it were up to me, I wouldn't care, but it might be enough to just destroy the game's chances at all, and it might just be banned everywhere. And even the legality of such a thing is often a gray area, right? Don't worry, I would defend it. Well, yeah, like I said, in my opinion, they're, as long as you don't act on such impulses in real life, as long as you're not like one of these people who blogs for like Salon and The Guardian, who says that it should be acceptable in real life or what, as long as you're not trying to do that kind of thing in real life, I don't care. And maybe if people do have a predilection towards attracting children, maybe giving them an outlet in some kind of fantasy environment lowers the chance that they would act on it. I mean, I would trust the empirical evidence if there was some kind of actual study about it. But yeah, so right off the bat, we get jammed up with the overwhelming popularity of the really young girls versus the overwhelming controversy. And I remember Milo Yiannopoulos and how he was on this role, being this provocateur, and then finally he made these jokes about pedophile priests, and then it just split his audience right down down half. Like, some people are still like, yeah, at least he owns the libs, and other people are like, yeah, fuck that guy, fuck that guy for defending little boys. Although he would say that he was just doing it for shock value, but with some people it's hard to tell. And then there was the other guy, what was it, Amos Yee, who got detained for criticizing religion. Everyone's like, oh, we got to defend this guy. And I agree, being jailed for criticizing religion is dumb. You should be able to anywhere. But then he immediately turned around and just openly went full-on defense of pedophilia. Raven Fang says, I don't know how much it would cost, but having 2 versions with lolis and one without would kind of handle it. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That wouldn't be too hard, actually, but I just wonder, everyone has been asking me. Joey says, you mean the homophobe racist who only likes black dicks? Were you referring to Milo or I think I assume that's not Amos Yee. Amos Yee just came out. He never established whether he liked kids, but he was making arguments that nobody except someone who liked kids would likely make. And then everyone's like, yeah, fuck that guy. But he was openly, yeah, Milo, obviously. Well, I don't know. Maybe Milo Yiannopoulos will help me market this game. Because, yeah, if that's what you want to do. Yeah, and that's the thing is my view on it is whatever people want to do, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to care as long as you're not doing it in real life. But Amos Yee was actually arguing for, in real life, children being given the right to consent or whatever, children being considered able to give consent even if they're really young. And nobody really knows if that guy's trolling, if he's just insane. But yeah, in real life, don't fuck little kids. That's what it comes down to. In real life, don't fuck little kids. But in a game, I don't really care. What the other thing that we could do is make a race of, see, and that's the thing is, I don't blanch at people coming in and saying, oh, I found out about your game, you're a piece of shit for thinking about, I wouldn't care about that. I do, however, I will say this, my courage has its limits, and I don't want to be the person who goes before the Supreme Court of the United States and says, Your Honor, what you need to understand is she's actually a 1,000-year-old vampire, right? She only looks like she's like a little girl. I don't know if I want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to stand there. I don't even look good in a suit. I don't even have a suit that fits me anymore. And it's just like some asshole standing up there saying, but Your Honor, it says right here, blah, blah, blah. She's 1,000 years old. Case, what was that old Simpsons thing? That stupid lawyer Lionel, was it Lionel Hutz? Or yeah, he just says, I rest my case, and the judge says, you rest your case. He says, oh, I'm sorry, I mean case closed. If you are that guy, I'd be laughing my ass off, Ravenfang says. I don't know if I'd be able to say it with a straight face, even if it was technically true. And I think that would, I think if you're arguing your case in front of the Supreme Court, or even a circuit court for that matter, and you just burst into laughter during your own testimony, I think that there was like an episode of like Harvey Birdman or one of those Phoenix Wright games where I'm pretty sure you'd lose. Pretty sure you'd lose if you just burst into laughter while making your case. They would clear the court for the laughter of some of the stuff that I would be forced in the course of making my argument to say things completely deadpan serious that would just have them clearing the court for the laughter, and you know, I'd have people with signs and, you know, trying to, you know, marshals, you know, with body armor protecting me from people who want to kill me because I made a game about having sex with fairies. I don't know if I want to be that guy. Okay, so going down to the next tier of between 10,000 and 20, we have uniforms, seifuku, and this can be any kind of uniform. So it's very generic, but you know, it's your main categories of cosplay, you know, maids and police and military and butlers, anything. Bukake is pretty high, and you know, and the thing is, right now, the fluid simulation in Renfield for the Nakadashi is a 2D simulation, right? And it's very simple. It's not very computationally heavy. The Bukake system would be a 3D simulation where, like, you know, you pull out and spray it on her, and it would actually change, put decals on the mesh as well as sticking to her. Let me show you really quick. Hold on, let's see. OB fluid. Okay, let me show you this really quick. I'm gonna mute the mic because there might be music. Bukake is usually with gangbang. No, not necessarily. Bukake is just from the word kakeru, to cover or put something on, or to hang something up. There has a number of different meanings, and then it's bukkake because it takes butsu, which is a prefix that makes something like forceful, right? So like kawasu is to break. But when you take butsu and add it to kawasu, it's bukkawasu. It's like, now it's not just break it, it's like smash it violently, right? So bukake is to forcefully cover something. That's all it really means. But of course, in hentai subculture parlance, it means, yeah, a forceful covering, yeah. So Anyway, so you saw that video. That's actually the software I'm using, and the portion where they had the sphere being covered with what looked like maple syrup or whatever, that's an example of how you can make something really sticky, and you can adjust the stickiness. And if you combine different levels of viscosity in the same fluid, what you can do is you can have a face there, right? And then it's like you're getting a blowjob. You pull out, and it sprays, and some of it just falls down, but others, some of it will just splash and roll down like fluid. Some will stick and then slide down the face, and then some will stick and then just stay stuck, right? Some of it will just stay there, right? And so if you had let's say you have a female rogue who goes into a dungeon and she's like, yeah, I got all kinds of cool loot, but then she gets captured and there's a dozen goblins all jerking off around her. Well, then she'd just be caked. She would just be caked in semen by the time it would be done. She'd just be covered head to toe, and there'd be this giant pool. The other thing you can do is, because you saw that as part of that simulation, how it had the different fluids of the different color. It had like red and blue fluids, and they weren't mixing with each other. You can adjust the degree that fluids can mix with each other, right? So that they remain distinct. And then what you can do is you could have male ejaculate, female ejaculate, drool, milk, possibly blood, or any kind of other that you could have. You could even have characters who are like standing in knee-deep water and have fluids fall down into the water, and then they would float along the surface and discolor the water. And you could discolor the ground. You can spray it on the walls. You can spray it on a table. You know what? Actually, now that I've said that, I need to show you guys a funny video. Mario song, masturbating. Okay, here's a song. I'm gonna play the song. I'm gonna get up as long as it's playing, but hold on a second. I'll if this is the right one.
Driving and I'm speeding and I'm vigorously masturbating, swerving and I'm screaming and I violently come. I come. Driving and I'm speeding and I'm vigorously masturbating. Come on the wheel and then I come on the dash and then I come on the floor and then I'm done. Then I'm done. Then I shit on the seats, splash open the tires, break all the glass, then forget where I am. Take off the plates, bust out the lights, jump on the roof, and then I break into your house at night and walk into your kitchen, and I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I'm vigorously masturbating, washing and I'm drying and I violently come. I come. Stirring and I'm frying and I'm vigorously masturbating. Come in the pot and then I come in the pan and then I come in a glass and then I'm done. Then I'm done. Then I smash all your plates, bend all your forks, turn on your stove. Then I light a small fire, go in your fridge, eat all your food, farm it back up, and then I go into your room while you are sleeping and turn on your lights and jumping and I'm shouting and I'm vigorously masturbating, kicking and I'm flailing and I violently come. I come. Punching and I'm kicking and I'm furiously masturbating. Come on your dog, knock your lamp on the ground, then I steal all your cash and then I'm gone. Then I'm gone.
Okay. So yeah, that's I just happened to think of that song as long as we were talking about Bukake. What do you guys think of that video? That's probably one of my favorite videos on the whole side of YouTube. Anyway, so back to the Bukake physics. You'll be able to just, like, no matter what environment you're in, you'll be able to just ejaculate on anything and everything. You know, if you got grass, trees, you ruin the sheets of a bed, so, you know. So, yeah. So that's going to be implemented fairly soon, but it's not there right now. It won't actually be too hard. The problem is, well, you have to make like a ragdoll. Okay, if you have a very high poly mesh, then using a mesh collider with fluid physics isn't very performant. So what you have to do is you know, approximate the shape. Like you take the mesh, and you can either make a very simple ragdoll out of it with just a few cylinders, or what you can do is take the mesh, make a mesh collider, and see, this is what I need to do, is I need to find some way to do this at runtime. And this is going to be important for a lot of different systems, is I need to rig this decimation software so that it works effectively at runtime. And what it'll do is, like, imagine, you know, like in a lot of games, hitboxes are really terrible because they just really approximate the shape of the thing that they're swinging. And because the more primitive the collider is, the more performant it is and the less memory it takes. And otherwise you'd get lag. Like if you make a sword that's a very high poly model and then you make a mesh collider for it, that can be surprisingly taxing, right? And that's just a relatively smooth shape of a blade. So if you have something like a face, right, and then you make a mesh collider out of it, if it has, you know, thousands of polygons because you want a really detailed face, that's really not performant at all. So what I need to do, okay, see you when you get back, Niche. So what you need to do is you need to make, and this is especially important with the shapes as they change, I need to make a runtime system that takes the mesh of the humanoid figure or whatever, makes a mesh collider but doesn't apply it, and then takes that mesh collider and then decimates it so that it's a very, very simple version of itself, right? So then you know, it'll approximate the shape well enough, but hopefully won't have so many polys that it causes lag. And you'll notice that it affects the animations as well, because what happens is, for example, I have a test animation up on the Patreon. I've done 4 clients, and you'll notice that every time I do it, I randomize a new girl, but the guy's hands where he grabs her legs don't ever quite fit, right? If she comes out a bit plump, they'll sink in. If she's a bit too scrawny, then he'll have this hover hand on her legs, and at the moment that's unavoidable. But what we can do is have a situation where we have each finger send out a little miniature raycast and hit a mesh. But again, we can't really do that. It's not very performant to do that with a full mesh, collider, right? We could put it on its own layer and then maybe it'd be performant. But the point is, each individual fingertip will raycast out to the skin of the leg, and then it'll use an inverse kinematic system to adjust, so that no matter whether you have like a big fat girl or a little tiny skinny girl or anything in between, or no matter where you're grabbing or touching the other person, it'll fit hopefully perfectly or near perfectly every time. So it's going to take a lot of messing around with this to get it to look just right. But I already know how it's done, but it's just a matter of tinkering with it for the necessary amount of time. Then, as somebody already commented, you had rape at 17,000. And like I said, it's popular. They use the English word, actually. This is rape, rape. And it's one of those things. It's not, anal, and again, they use the English word. They just write it in their own. So that's really popular. Shokushu, this literally means touch and hand, and it means tentacles. Now, the tentacle setup that we're going to have is really revolutionary, because what we can do is use these dynamic animations, right? So it'll basically use rope physics, and what happens is you have the beginning of the tentacle, which is rooted toward the owner of the tentacle, and then you have the target of it, right? And as it goes in and out, the body of it can writhe as freely as it likes, right? So the movement of the tentacles won't just be a canned animation of the tentacle going in and out. They'll writhe about, and they can have collision with other tentacles. So if you have like, a zillion tentacles attacking the same person, it'll be like okay, well, for example, if you look at the Hydra in Dark Souls, that Hydra is made entirely of canned animations. The ambient motion as its heads wave and bob, and then the different targets it has when it attacks, those are all canned, right? We're going to do a fully dynamic system, right? We might start with a canned system, but we're going to do a fully dynamic system where they really writhe about with a lot of randomness as they go in and out or wrap around, like, they could, as they restrain people, and it'll have these targets and it'll wrap around them like that. And if a creature just has tentacles sticking out of itself all the time, those will wag like tails slowly and move about with some procedural motion and some randomness to the movement. Or they might respond to it being startled or injured, right? So the tentacle system that we're going to work out is going to be pretty cool. So if anyone's a fan, for me, tentacles aren't really the best thing. I could take them or leave them, but judging from how many votes or products included, they're pretty popular, at least in how far down do you have to go to get tentacles? Oh yeah, they're still fairly popular on the English side, I guess. Okay, then Opie breast. I think that's already covered by the large breast thing, but I guess this is more just focusing on them thematically. School and college. Now, what we could do now, this is talk. It says this is talking more or less about like those Japanese schools that occur in so much anime and hentai materials, right? We could have a theme. We could have a theme, a school or college theme in the game. Like there could be a university of mages, like Hogwarts or something like that, and you could have people go to the school, or it could be a non-magical college. You know what I mean? It could just be a college for the nobles to send their children to, and so forth. And you could have uniforms, but it'd be kind of corny if you had like Japanese sailor schoolgirl uniforms in the game. So what I thought is we could add another layer to the game and make a game within a game, right? And then like, okay, so the fantasy world of Renfield would be like an MMO, right? Or it wouldn't be. Let me explain. How exactly are you planning to fit high schools? Well, the thing is, what I'll do is it'll be like that anime. What's it? With Elfheim Online, Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online. Disabled children's school with autist schoolgirls. Yeah, we could call it Katawa Shoujo University. Anyway, so what it'll be is like you'll log in and there's 2 layers to the game and you have 2 characters that you control, right? There's basically the fantasy elements are a game within a game, but then your real person is a like in pseudo fantasy land version of Japan where there are Japanese high schools, and basically you could switch back and forth, right? Great plot for an anime. Yeah. Well, anyways, or I guess the Persona games are also a little bit like this, where they have your normal everyday slice of life aspects, and then they have you going and fighting in the dungeon. But basically it'll be like that. You'll have, okay, let's just say you'll have a Japanese school boy, and he goes to school, and, the schoolgirls will have the appropriate uniforms, so will the guys have their uniforms with their ties or whatever, and then you'll be able to knock boots with the students and teachers and faculty or people in the town, and then you log into the game, and then you're in the fantasy world of Renfield going around, and because of this duality, the possibilities for writing, if we pretend that it's a multiplayer game, even though it's not, but if we do a thing like .hack, I don't know how many of you played the .hack games. I guess .hack is the closest to what I'm actually describing, where you know, the student next to you is actually the barbarian that sodomized you in the game, right? Or the teacher is really that wizard that you teamed up with to clear a dungeon, right? So what it'll be is a lot of the characters that are NPCs in you know, functionally, in that they're, you know, it's still, Renfield's mostly going to be focused on single player. They might be people that you know from class or from town, or they might be family members, right? And there's the possibility for gender bending as well. You know what I mean? A female student can have a male avatar, right? And by the same token, you can make a male student player, but then have the in-game player in the fantasy the fantasy layer of it be a female, right? Just like, or okay, you could be a male in real life and then make a female character, and then your female character can make a male character. There's no limit, right? And then some people will respond positively. Like if there are some people who are bi-curious, that is to say, at the student level, if there's some people who are bi-curious, then it could lead to all kinds of possibilities, right? So that's how we'll work that in there without putting things that are too thematically inappropriate, right? So that's how we'll get the school college stuff in. Next is Chokyo, training, and this is like disciplining captives. This can be in a this could be in a consensual bondage culture, but usually in terms of like the Japanese stuff, it's usually people who are prisoners or you know, slaves or whatever. Then you have Rinkan. This literally kan. This character, it means to rape, and then this character is wheel, so it's just circle rape. Yeah, but we haven't even reached bondage yet. So Rinkan. So this could be okay. First of all, facilitating gang rapes and orgies and gangbangs is pretty simple, because you just put more hard points in your scene, and then you know, like you could. What I do want, even though like it's going to be mostly a single player game, I do want systems where you can have sex with other players, right? Including orgies and gangbangs and so forth. I want you to be able to. I want you to have like 3 players go to the tavern in their respective towns and end up getting into a threesome, right? And it'll be real time, right? Which means that you'll each have at least some control over who does what, right? Rename it to educational stream. But I don't know how many of you remember the old when we first started the stream. I did a game called Dragon's Dogma Online. Right, and what it did is a lot of people were disappointed. A lot of fans of the original Dragon's Dogma were upset that they make every time people make an online sequel or online version of a game, they're like, oh, I just wanted a single player sequel. But this really was a single player sequel with some co-op, even though they kind of marketed it as MMO, and it was really creative, because what happened was only the main city was truly in, you know, with full multiplayer, right? And there were other players running around doing their shopping, and you could group up with people and so forth. But when you went outside the main city, then you were in the equivalent of an instance dungeon, right? Even though it looked like you're outdoors. And it was crazy, because that's the complete opposite of what normally happens. Normally, you're out in the world, and you're with everyone else. You're in the ball pit with all the other children, and then you go into a dungeon, and then you're in a sequestered area that's just for you. They turned that around and said, now there's one sequestered area. Oh, excuse me. There's one area where you play with everyone, and the wide world outside, that's your instanced area. And because they don't have to update the positions and actions of hundreds of other players at the same time, they were able to preserve the game mechanics so that you could. There were some lag issues from time to time, but for the most part, it's the exact same combat, and it was a really great game that had. And for a multiplayer game like that to have such good physics and combat and interactions was really amazing. So what I thought is we'd do something a little bit like that. In that, okay, when you normally play Renfield, it'll be offline single player, but you can go to a tavern and then there will be other players in the tavern if you enable the online features, and you're looking, it'll be like a Second Life or a VR chat or whatever, you know what I mean? They're walking around, sitting, drinking, and then you can hook up with people, right? And they're real players, and you could have, you know, you can just look for someone who made a character you find attractive, and you can trade. You can treat it like a brothel, and there will be like a trade window, and you're like, okay, well, you know, you remember the old trade window? You could give cash, you could give items, you could trade services, and the sex will just be one more service that you can trade. So, like when I used to play a rogue on World of Warcraft, people would just walk right up to me as I was idle in town and just shove a box at me and say, open it, and then they'd put some gold down. It'll be like that, except that one of the you know, you could, yeah, exactly. It's like you put in what you're proposing, what you want, and then you put in how much gold you're willing to pay, and then when both sides agree and they light up their sides of the panel, then you go through with it. Oh, and if you quit out, at that point, then you don't get your reward. You have to you have to be there. So it's canceled. So if you meet another player and you say, I'll give you 50 gold, then you agree to the trade. If they quit out of the sex scene, it'll signal you and you get a refund, but you still get to watch the sex scene. So no quitting out. You have to go through with it. Okay, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. So that's gang rape, paiserie. For those of you who don't know, the normies and non-weebs, pai comes from opai, which is breasts, and zuri is from tsuri, meaning friction. 69 gold, sorry. Yeah, you can negotiate a price. So this is just what we would call tit jobs in the West. And then again, this, because you have the different, you have the different shapes of and sizes of breast, this is going to be kind of a pain in the neck to implement, but it'll still be possible. You still see the guy with the unnatural ball sack. Oh, right, from the thing. You can make the ball sack smaller if you want. But you have no control over who you meet in the bar. You might be like, hey, let's have sex with some person, and they have a gigantic ball sack, like a squirrel, like one of those you know, ball squirrels. This is fantasy. They use the English word, but they, you know, kind of garble the spelling. It's fantasie. So fantasy. We already have that covered because it's a fantasy game. But then you have kyosei and muriyari, which are the coercion and compulsion. That's kind of tied up in, you know, revisitation of the rape themes, but this is where we could expand like blackmail and things like that. One giant ball and the other small. We could do that. You can have the misshapen sizes of genitals if you want. You could have 3 balls. You could have 4. You could have 50. I don't care. Then you have finally internal cum shots on the English side. Chakui, clothes. I guess this is just, you know, when we reach this point, we'll expand the clothing. Black Lord, what? What are you quoting? What is that from? Fukusu Prey and Ranko. I'm gonna change that. I didn't. Okay, so this is number, and this is several fold. This character means like many times over. So you have many times play, and then Ranko is orgy. Ran is made from chaos and intermixing. New class you need to add. Okay, cool. Hey, you know what? Donate, and you can have whatever you want. I need the donations. You can make whatever you want for a modest fee. Okay, so yeah, like I said, promiscuity themes. You could you could tie this into the writing by saying, okay, some players are more promiscuous than others. Some characters might get jealous. But like I said, orgies are really easy, and then you can switch them around dynamically. You know, you can have a bunch of people in. Although the models are relatively high poly, so it depends on your hardware and your graphics settings. But there's no reason why we couldn't have SWAT, like keyboard party. What is it? Key parties where you just no walking around the town nude. That's immersion breaking. No walking around the town nude. Anyway, so yeah, you can have an orgy. It's like you and a companion, maybe an NPC companion, maybe a player companion. Can you have a lemon party? You could. I don't anticipate it'll be a popular option, but you could. Then you have big breasts on this side. But anyway, like when the orgy thing, it'll have a little bit of control. Not to get too graphic while describing this, but like in the Illusion games, when they have an orgy scene, like let's say you have a girl and like 3 guys, and like she's riding one guy, cowgirl, and then she'll be giving another guy on the right a hand job, and then giving the guy on the left a blow job. Well, you'll be able to micromanage a little bit, like if you're playing as the girl, you'd be able to switch between what you were doing with the guys, you know what I mean, and just move. Or if you're a guy and you're getting a blowjob from 2 girls, they might switch back and forth, or you might be able to choose. Of course, if you have 2 penises, then it's a moot point, and you can just have 2 girls sucking 1 penis apiece, going up and down, either synchronous or asynchronous, like 2 pistons going up and down. Gotta go to sleep. Okay, thanks, Disman. Sounds like a strip club in Toledo. Welcome back, Niche. Let's see. Then you have Rabu Rabu, Ama Ama. This means lovey-dovey, so we could have some kind of silly romance thing where, whatever. No, I mean, some people really like that kind of stuff. Then we go into this tier. You have virginity. You can have, a little bit of blood when a hymen is broken, and the blood would, of course. Oh yeah, thank you for the educational stream. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, you could have a little bit of blood when a hymen is torn, and it would of course be dynamic fluid in 3D in real time. One-san, older sister. Ninshin haramase, pregnancy and impregnation. This is a big one for me. This is like my ideal trope for a game is you go out, you enslave people, you knock them up, they bury your children whether they like it or not. That's my favorite. Yeah, romance the sister. Yeah, older sisters. So what you could do is you could make your character, and then because of the dynamic system that I'm using, what it could do is it could generate a whole family, right? It could generate a whole family by saying, okay, if your sister is mostly going to look like you, right? Mostly. And she'll look like she's more or less the same race, maybe, but a few things are different. Like, so it'll be like a 50-50 chance whether she shares a trait with you or has her own trait where it comes to eye color, skin color. You do that with Rexes in Ark. Well, you just try to make them look somewhat related. I don't know how much. Oh, breeding for mutations. Yeah. And then by the same token, if you have older or younger sisters, brothers and sisters, cousins, what it'll do is it'll look at the different traits, and there'll be some randomness, but your family will all look at least something like you, right? Or, it depends. I mean, it depends on what they roll, right? Sometimes you have families where it's like mom and dad have brown hair and brown eyes, then one sibling has brown hair and brown eyes, and then suddenly you have one sibling that has blonde hair and blue eyes. So you can have something like that, but they'll be based off of your decisions when you make your character, right? Consider this. There be a building where you go where 2 women or men have a child. Go to have a child. Okay. Anyway, So yeah, you'll be able to knock up your older sister, and your older sister may or see, some people will like the game, other people won't. Some people will deny playing the game, have ginger female twins. Yeah. Okay, so pregnancy and impregnation. Basically, I want anybody to be able to get pregnant, including and especially the player. It's a little bit down on the list, but basically I want you to be able to, both in the real world and in the game, and by the real world, I mean the in-game real world. We need to find more precise terms to describe the different layers of the game, but basically your student self and your other self should be able to, your fantasy self should each be able to not only get pregnant, but actually have a family, right? That's something I'd like to see. I'd like to see, okay, for example, okay, let's say that you have your character and his name is whatever, and he goes to school and you do the school portion, and then you grow up and you get married and then you have kids, and all the while you're playing the game, right? And then you should be able to elapse the time to the point where you graduate from school and now you go to work, right? And now your kids go to school, and you'll have the option of playing as your own child, right? And then now you're the child, and your former self is now your dad, and then you can have sex with your mom. And then, of course, they might still have kids. You could, okay, imagine the situation. It'd be like Crusader Kings 2 with some of the weird situations and how the story writes itself. Like you could be the student, right? Okay, let me tell you something that happened. There's this game called Raiden 7, right? And it's a Japanese strategy RPG, right? And I was playing as this guy, and then this other guy that I worked with was a rival. Well, he actually raped my character's wife. So I confronted him and challenged him to a duel, and he killed me. So then control of me passed to my control passed to my son that I'd had with my wife. So then the character who was my wife but is now my mother challenged that guy to a duel to avenge her own rape and the murder of her husband, and then that same guy killed her in that duel too, right? And so now I'm an orphan because both of my parents are killed by the guy, and then the guy who murdered my parents and raped my now dead mother comes to me, and because of video game logic, he just says, "Hey, I like you, kid. Let me show you the ropes." And he has this weird thing. It's like he wanted to be my tutor or like, I don't know what. It's this thing like some characters will come up to you and it's like, "I want to be your rival," and others are like, "I want to be your friend." Well, he just got really friendly with me, and it reminded me of what is it? Gangs of New York, where he, but of course, Bill Cutting didn't know what was going on, but he just takes what game is this? Send me the link. Here, it's called Raiden, and then they usually type it out. Raiden 7, and you can find links for it. It's easy to find. It's easy to find. But it's a really great. It's all in Japanese. I gotta warn you. It's all in Japanese. They probably have some English patch for it by now. But I just played the Japanese version, and it's a pretty cool game. So let's see. So that brings us to next is like a housewife. Yeah, I want people to be able to not. I don't. See, a lot of times when you deal with housewives. Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna say. I want you to be able to play as a student, right? And have a girl that you have a crush on, right? But you never manage to get her to return your affections, right? So then you grow up, you marry someone else, you have a kid with them, you then gain control of your own kid. So now your former self is now your father, you're now playing as the son, and you're going to school, and then you meet the woman that your father had a crush on, and you get to score with her. And then you knock her up. I mean, it just the possibilities of procedural storytelling are just endless. Just endless. Maybe you just like enslave her and brainwash her and then present her as a gift to your dad. Who knows? Ravenfang says, I play visual novels in Japanese though, so it doesn't matter which language. Yeah. I mean, I can read most of it. But anyway, I want people to be able to be husbands and wives. And then they could have other secret lives, or you could just, enjoy something a little bit more wholesome. It doesn't necessarily have to be dark and horrible. Not everything has to be dark and subversive. But I want people to be able to get married in both layers of the game. Get married. I want players to be able to marry each other in the multiplayer mode, right? And then you could have one wife. You could have one wife in the school level of the world, even though it's school and work, the pseudo Japan level, right? Your character could, and then could have another wife in the game, or could be someone's wife in the game. You could have a male student player with a wife that he met in college, and then he could play as a female character, and then someone else is their husband. I mean, there's so many possibilities, right? Okay, then you have violation, lolis again, onani, masturbation. This can refer to any kind of masturbation, but typically means female, and like usually includes voyeuristic elements. Then you have les and onadoshi. I don't know if this is supposed to be jodoshi or onadoshi. It could be nyodoshi or jodoshi, but anyway, lesbian female bonding. So. Futanari, you knew this one was going to come down the road sooner or later. Hermaphrodites, and I'll support different kinds of hermaphrodites like balls or no balls, magical, conjured penises that disappear after you're done, so that you're all woman most of the time, but then you can still have sex in the male position. This is Shiru and Ekitairio, large volumes of fluid. Now, this is something they do a lot in Corruption of Champions and Trials in Tainted Space. Corruption of Champions in particular had a lot of large volumes of fluid themes. They would have scenes where, like, if you had a certain amount of ejaculate, it would describe in vivid detail that you just like buckets and buckets of fluid. Or the other thing is cumflation. That's a big thing with underground and furry porn, is coming in someone so much that their belly expands. That can be done in real time. Having like a bukkake that's like a wave, that could be done, although it might lag. But you can dynamically slowly ramp up. Like if you're taking, potions that improve, how much your load is, right? Well, that can happen dynamically according to values that the game keeps track of. Let's see, Kinshin Sokan. This is close. This is close. Okay, Kin is close in terms of distance. Shin is close or intimate, like someone who's a close relative or someone you're intimate with or just very well. So Kinshin, close and intimate. So means each or other, together. And then Kan is, sometimes this character means rape, but in this case I guess it just means sex. I don't think it... or like some kind of illicit sex, right? So there's condemnation even in the term. But yeah, incest. That would take a lot of jizz. Yes, it would, but, it's fantasy, so. Blowjobs. Bondage. Kosaku. Muchi muchi. Chubby. Some people are into that, I guess. Not my thing. Imoto. Younger sister. SM. Glasses. Some people are like glasses. Incest. Well, now it's just talking about... I mean, a game that had older... I should clarify something. One-san in Japanese sometimes just refers to a young woman of a certain age group, right? So someone can be an one-san and not be any relation to you, or the character being described. Let's see. Uniforms. Kichku, brutish, brute sex, made up of ogre and beast, or like this is ogre or demon, whatever. Moe, that's describing girls that are making the transition from girl to woman. Basically, it means sprouting from moeru. And then let's see, swimsuits, rape, urine, tentacles, girls. This is exhibitionism. This is lewdness, which is kind of hard. This is something you guys have probably heard. Netorare, that is cucking, basically. Maids, maid uniforms, anal, dirty talk, ingo, honobono. I forget what honobono is. Does my other list have that? No, it doesn't. I forget what that means. Honobono. Sailor uniforms. Comedy. Shota, that's the male version of Lolicon. Shotacon is just little boys. Gags, like mouth gags. Breast milk. Normal play, this is called. Pregnant bellies or enlarged bellies. Cosplay. This means like mature girl, I think, or yeah, mature girl, or intense girl, depending on how you translate that character. Jukugo. Maniac. I don't know what that would be. I'd have to look at. This is scat. Some people like poop. Butts and hips. Omorashi. I don't remember that one. Flat chests. Fetchy. I'd have to look that one up just to be sure. Let's see. Mothers, fantasy, male receiving, so that's for gay stuff. Male on the receiving end. Magical girls, like from those animes, you know. Cutaways and cross sections. That's kind of covered by Nakadashi, but there's other things, you know. There's other, things where you cut away, you see, their innards for whatever reason. Here's tsundere, which probably doesn't need any explanation. Girls who are, or other characters that are really angry at first, but then become affectionate later. Sexual training, school. These are school swimsuits. Those one-piece blue. You can't find the game. Try looking for it on. Try looking for it on Hongfire. Go to Hongfire and search. It's usually in one of the top results. Oh shit. I should have given you the Japanese version. Raiden. Oh wait, it's not Raiden. It's Raijin. That was entirely my fault. It's okay. That was my bad. Sorry. It's not Raiden, it's Raijin. That's Thunder God. My mistake. Okay, so that's enough of that for now. Oh, this is Dore, slave. So you can see, we're just going to go down. Teko. Okay, foot jobs are way down here. Ashikoki. Long hair, pregnancy. Assault with words. Childhood friend. Yeah, so it just keeps going. This is from the female perspective. This is shonen, young boy. Not really young boy, just youngish, like Shinji from Evangelion. Nurses. Let's see. Forbidden. Or wait. What? I don't know. Underwear, Shitagi. Anyway. So, as you can see, we have a long list of things that we'll eventually implement. And I'm just going to focus, I'm going to put emphasis on that component, that fetish, once we reach it in the list. But I mean, if people are willing to pay, they can push it forward in the queue. Okay, so I'm still at 27. We need to become more evil. Does anyone want to get off this planet? Because it's a good place to farm evil points. But I can understand if people are sick of this planet. You need a lot of evil points to be truly evil. Take it. Oh, here we go. In this one passage, you keep running into this raccoon girl, and by leaving her stranded there, you get, boom, 3 evil points. But we're still kind. What do we have to do to be evil? Let's see. Save. So what do you guys think? Should we go to another planet? Should we... Anything you guys want to do? Oh, by the way, for people who just got here, because I know a couple people entered before I said this before, I got the modding solution. I got the modding solution all set up. I got the necessary SDKs and plugins, all my ducks in a row, and I successfully exported and played a version of the game based on the source code. And the source code on the source code on the GitHub is the most current version. So that's the version that we're playing now through the browser, right? So we can now mod anything we want into the game, right? Although I'm going to continue until I think I've seen just about everything the vanilla game has to offer. But then we can go back and we can add mods. So you should start thinking now about what you want to see. Because anything at all is possible. Here's the male Zill. Let's get our T's up a little bit. Victory. Is it mean to butt fuck? See, it's like... Normally, fucking someone up the ass after, you know, a fight is considered evil, but they might consider this kind. I'll just... You never know with these people on these planets. It's a fight. Anyway, so yeah, let's just brainstorm while I'm doing this, because this isn't going to be terribly exciting, but we need to do it because I need to be an evil character. I need to be an evil character. Okay, we're going to sodomize just one of these to see if it boosts our... Okay, did it make us more evil? It did not. Okay, no more sodomy. Not for us. Next. Tease. So let's start brainstorming now. What kind of stuff would people like to see? Keep in mind anything we can think of we can add. Primitive bow. Yoma. What? I don't know if we trust this person. It's a distinctly rich masculine voice. I really must ask Master for less clumsy feet. Who are you? I'm just going to ignore them. Just going to walk away. Is there anything you want to talk? I just refuse. I just refuse to shake their hand. I hope that's evil enough. Hugs? What? No, get the fuck out of here. It looks like you've got a robotic cunt boy here. No, thank you. I apologize to Yana saying I'm busy. I want to tell it. See, if this was Knights of the Old Republic, I'd just be able to get really evil just by being rude in conversations. And I just rake in those evil points. I'm still kind. I thought being rude enough would... Oh, here we go. Here's some evil points. Nobody has any ideas for mods? We can make anything. There, mean cockfuck. This is a guaranteed evil point. There we go. 31. Man, it's going to take a while to get evil enough. Take it. Hopefully that... Oh, Karakoris. Hopefully we'll keep running into that girl who gets tied up by the trap. What happens is she's in a trap like like Chewbacca, and everybody falls into. She's like tied up in a tree. Nope, we got that. Okay. Cunt snake, kill it. I wonder, can we keep harassing those natives for more evil points? Oh. Don't. Take it. So, what's going on now, guys? What do we want to talk about or do? Fighter. Let's see. T's S. Next. T's S. I haven't been using the keyboard that much because I think it's probably easier to make mistakes. But we'll try it for a little bit. Yeah, the keyboard's a little bit more ergonomic than clicking. Mean cockfuck. Yeah, this is a lot better. Codex. Oh, and we found Cadum. Can we sell stuff here? Let's see. Yeah, sell the bow. Now we're gonna go Codex, stats. Okay, wait. Yeah, we got an evil point. Got another evil point, but we're still kind. What do we have to do to be evil? Oh, there we go. Here's another evil point. By the way, do we have any Star Wars Expanded Universe fans? I've been reading, I've been listening to audiobooks while I work, including a lot about the Sith Lords. And I liked the Bane trilogy especially, how crazy he was and how obsessed he was with his ideals. It kind of reminds me of our character now. We're just like, how can we become a true Sith Lord? How can we become true? Just refine our evilness. And mean cockfuck. And we're even more evil. Still kind. How? Okay. Fighter. What do we have to do? What do we have to do? How many natives do we have to harass? Mean cockfuck. Mischievous. Okay. I think we'll stop the evil grinding just for now. I want to see if this is enough evil for us to go and humiliate those creatures on the ant planet. Bert. Shop. Zill honey. These Zill rations. Okay, it's cool that this guy buys these. That's still, even at this level, it's still... Oh, the Amber Idol. Oh, right. This guy, he fancies himself a Zill collector, but he doesn't even recognize this Amber Idol. I think these junk dealers give lousy prices for things. What the hell? I'll just sell this stuff here. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. So we got a ton of money. Venus Pitcher Bloom. I'll keep the Venus Pitcher. I'll keep the Venus Pitcher Bloom. Okay, so let's go. Enter the ship. And we got another flower, so we'll keep that on our person. Storage. Store. Equipment. Consumables. Valuables. Keep that. Alright. Okay. Let's fly. Let's fly to Morellian. Alright. Now to get our revenge. That's this end of the ship. Crew. Let's see. Let's go with Sarah. Tease. Deny. And then we'll go crew. Mitzi. And we can dress her. Have her wear an item, take an item, destroy it. What kind of item? Okay, so here's all the different items we can give her. Now again, this is a great thing about using 3D and clothes, is you can make anyone wear any clothes. Joey says it's actually a huge pain in the ass to get more evil in this. Yeah, I mean, I found a consistent way to do it. It just takes a lot of grinding. Oh yeah, Mitzi, sex. Let's do a tit fuck. Quick, I'm in a hurry. Becoming kind is so much easier. Yeah, well, we'll just keep torturing natives and leaving people in distress, and I'm sure everything will even out. Save file already exists. Okay. Let's go back. Exit the ship. Okay, let's go to the deep caves. Okay, now we need to find if we can torture these creatures, but these things are fucking dangerous. Okay, quadoms. Okay, static burst to get out of the trap. Static burst to get out of the trap. We're using up our energy. And then we're gonna tease crotch 30. Nice. And it used a physical attack on us, which is not gonna do any good. Okay, there we go. Crotch. There. Boom. These things were so awful. But now, victory. And we still don't have a hard enough personality, unfortunately. But that is a nice chunk of XP. And a Kirkite crystal. Alright, well, unfortunately... And here's safe and buy. What does she have? Anything good? Suit of chitin armor. Oh, it would lower our sexiness. No, thank you. That's actually very important. Having a Nyrene. This is what we're wearing now. Oh, look. This will raise your base inventory slots to 18. Yeah, we have enough money. We can splurge on this. What can we sell? Kirkite crystal. I don't know what these do, so I might as well fucking sell it. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, we already talked about all our subjects. So inventory. Boom. You discard your don the new pack. It's comfy. You'll be toting far more prizes. Nice. Okay, so 1 of 18 slots. Okay, cool. Okay, now I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time, which was I went into a fight with no energy, and the stupid monster, I couldn't break free of its web because I use a shock thing to get out of it. I'm just going to masturbate right in front of this stupid girl. Okay, now let's go Alpha Nyria. Okay, let's go. Tease. These things are pretty weak, so I'm just going to level. Oh, struggle. Damn it. Struggle. Struggle. Tease. Chest. Tease. Chest. I can actually gain some tease levels off of these because they're not really in any danger of beating us. And we're not going to do anything with her. North. Okay, I don't want to go in with this much lust. Wait 1 hour. Don't wait too long, otherwise you open your up to being attacked by wandering monsters. Okay, boom, let's go. Struggle. Static burst. Static burst again. Okay, cool. Yeah, once you're free of that grab, you've basically got it. Crotch. And I think we're gonna... Yeah, there we go. And leave. And we got... Alright, we leveled up. Okay. And we'll be back when we can really humiliate them, which is going to take... Actually, hold on. Let's go Nomir's Land. Let's see if we can find that girl and give her another flower. Beta in the area. No, we don't want to deal with this right now. All right. Nope, we're not doing that. Let's see. Masturbate, repeat. Cockvine. Shoot it. Shoot it. There we go. Still, these things give a lot of XP. Briha. Talk. She's still pregnant with our kid. We need to find the other one. Catham. Skymaker's weapons. Acid launcher, cryolizer. Yeah, nothing is going to really beat that ship weapon for pure awesomeness so far. And it's her again. Another dumb monster. Nobody in the chat's talking. What's up? Is everybody alright? Oh, there's not many people left. Yeah, I think everybody fucked off. Not enough constant excitement. Oh well. Static burst. Shoot it. Yeah, it's just dead. Oh well. Talk. I know. I guess it was a pretty low. It was a pretty low energy stream for most of it. I think I drove a lot of people off with just looking at my list. Although, like I said, if people are interested in the people that are all interested in the game, I think it'd be whatever. Whatever. World's worst marketer. I'm such a bad marketer. They should just put me in one of those E3 presentations because I'm about as bad as they are. Shoot. Oh, wait, I didn't want to shoot. Damn it. Come on. There. Tease. Chest. Tease. Chest. Tease. Chest. Tease. Oops. We're looking for some stupid girl to give her a flower and then we'll be out of here. What? No, ignore. Ignore. Oh my goodness, we can't find her. What the hell? I don't want to be here too long. Tease, hips. Struggle. Struggle. Struggle is real. Come on, get me out of... Oh, shit. Tease, crotch. Tease, hips. Okay, well, we're going to win because they're not using that stupid grapple. We need to get our physique up so we can break out of those things a little bit easier. I'm going to rest, get some energy back so we can use that electric shock ability. Ah, here we go. Okay, give a flower. Use a cock. Cataracts of cum. Rush against your... Okay, there we go. There we go. So, hopefully we've... I guess it's possible to get her pregnant too. So why not? Okay. Enter the ship. Sleep. Sleep. There we go. Stronger. Level up is available. Nice. So we're at 215 shields, 104 health. Let's get our physique way up. Because I am tired of getting in situations where we can't break out. I want to be able to break out of webs and shit like that. Confirm allocation, yeah. And it looks like we've just about hit a level cap here. Linked emitters. Grants boosted charges, enhances vision, and thermal charges damage. Also provides secondary effects. Alright, well we're not really using energy weapons, so for once I'm actually going to take this, because the thermal charge is something we do use. Thermal charge has a chance of lighting your foes on fire. Well, it already does that. I guess it has a better chance. So there we go, boosted charges. Okay, grants passive shield regeneration on any turn where no damage is taken. That's nice. Okay. Alright. Let's save the game. And since a couple people filed in. I don't know, should I keep going? I don't mind continuing, but it's so dead in here, you know? It's so dead in here. You know what really sucks is I have a lot of friends on these sites, this site. None of them ever, like, host me. At least they did, actually, they did host me a couple times when I was doing, like, Dark Souls and other mainstream shit. I don't know if they're, like, you know, fuck this guy in his weird game. Maybe they don't want to subject their audience to this. Yeah, I guess I'll just wrap it up. I got a lot of work to do anyway. I got to do a bunch of models and textures and garbage, so it's going to be a pretty boring fucking day. All right, well, I'm going to host someone. I'm going to cut the stream here, and then I'll host someone else. I'll probably host Tolo again if he's still doing the E3 stuff. So thanks for coming, everyone, and I don't know if there's... Oh, yeah, please, if you're able... Pledge $1 a month to support the project. If you want to commission content, I'll be putting the links in the description. And if there's anything you want to see... Oh, you were tabbed out, so you ensure... Oh, yeah, well, that's fine. If there's anything you want to see on the channel, on the stream, let me know. I'm pretty much down for almost whatever. And I'll see you next time.